Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Hello, everybody. I got a little going on here. Hi, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge show, and I got this damn dog, and I went to put my headphone. I was like, oh, you know what? The little scout, God bless his little soul. He's in here. It's 1 minute. It's a she. Oh, hold on. I gotta switch hands when I use my mouse now.
Oh my God, that dog is going crazy.
This dog is. So he's here right before the start of the show, and his dad, who's the worst dad in the world, my God, can't even keep track of this poor little thing.
She snuck out.
Yeah, and so what is your 13-year-old daughter gonna do? My friend, if you can't handle a dog,
hell no.
I should literally take you down and there you go. You know what? She starts getting nervous. Hold on, grab her, Macho Man.
Thank you, Rod.
Hey,
hopefully she doesn't pee all over you.
Rhett.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, she didn't. I usually talk super sweet to her, but when I'm on the air, I'm a little bit louder, obviously.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like Bubba on air talk.
Oh, you sure? Was she sitting right there?
Yeah, I had her right in my lap. And as I go on the air, she starts shaking because it's not the normal way I speak to her.
Yeah, usually
I'm doing little kisses on her and just doing little snuggy buggies on her because she's my girl. Well, when I went into Bubba mode, which at that point I talk a little bit louder and a little more projected, she started going. She was shaking.
She's a sneaky bitch. So I came back here to set up, and I had her with me. And I'm in the engineering room setting up the stream.
Bitch.
So the door is closed. Like, the main door to engineering is closed. So she went through the second studio because that door was cracked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she did.
And then she wiggled her way through there, all the crap on the floor, and then ended up in the hallway. Next thing I know, you start the show, and she's in your lap.
Hold on. So then she's like, okay, I'm in the hallway. I know my bearings from here. Take a right. Blam. Now take another right. Blam.
She follows our voices. Yeah.
And then, however, she waited by the door till Anna got in here. And then she neeked it right on in here, and then up to my area, and I'm getting ready to go live. Like, it's 5:59, literally the music's starting, and she's sitting right here by my side. I'm like, well, I got you. You can't tell her no. She just wants to be picked up, or she'll bark at you nonstop, little spoiled bitch.
Yeah, she's rotten.
You can't even handle a wiener dog. Can you imagine a human being?
But you should have seen.
I need to take you and get you sterilized immediately, for all mankind.
You should have seen her yesterday playing with Bella out back with the goats.
We got some video of it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'll put it up on YouTube now.
And Red, I'll tell you this right now. I know my dog, and I've seen my dog now play with a little Chihuahua, and seen my dog play with a bunch of other, like other dogs. And you don't have anything to worry about. She would never.
Oh, Bella's a sweetheart.
Oh, they were running back and forth at the goats.
All it took was for me to put Scout on the other side of that fence, and they were best friends.
Right.
Because when she has the wall between them and all she can do is bark, then she's going to be a bitch. But when she's got nowhere to run, Bella kind of cornered her and made her sniff, but she did great after that. They were
actually,
playing.
Bella might kind of maybe kind of like maybe kind of toughen her up a little bit. She says, "Hey, let me show you how the white trash runs around here. You're just kind of an inside dog." Bella could be like helping her transition to being somewhat of an outside dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, she gets a lot of playtime outside with the big dogs my mom's got.
Yeah, but that's nothing like the white trash winter wonderland here. You got goats.
No, you're right.
I mean, this is very much,
for a while.
This isn't suburbia. I'm going to play with my mom's bigger dog in the back. You got, fence and goats and things. You got other animals to deal with, wild animals.
For a while, all I wanted to do was get around that fence to the goats. They were both losing.
And I wonder what little Scout would even do. Like Bella goes in there and kicks ass. I wonder what Scout would do.
She'd be in the pond being punted by Baby.
You think that she would try to go up and start some crap, or do you think she would
absolutely? And
she would.
The only reason I don't really let her in there
we've got to do that.
Well, if Baby didn't have horns,
I would be more scared of Hootie.
Hootie comes
down
good
on her.
head.
Baby's a pussy. I'm telling you right now, Baby. I'm telling you right now, I've watched Bella, and Baby's the biggest pussy ever. The only person that Baby's tough to is Hootie. Right, Lummy?
Yes, that is
Meanwhile,
correct.
when it comes to being fighting and defending your territory against another animal, Hootie will headbutt the hell out of Bella and stand his Baby just runs.
That video's on the back end of YouTube now, by the way. Should be uploaded.
What, the Bella and
Bella
Scout?
and Scout, yeah.
So Scout, for those listening to the show that's not quite familiar, first of all, I'm Bubba the Love Sponge. Hi, how are you? Thanks.
Hello.
Appreciate it. And this is the Bubba the Love Sponge show, heard terrestrially, I think maybe 6 or 7 stations. And and then obviously live every morning on YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. So Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook, you can visually watch the show, right, Lummy?
Yes, you can.
And then if you'd like to contribute to the show, except on Tuesdays on the after show. So let me just explain. We do a morning show every day, Monday through Friday. And then after the morning show ends at 10, every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have an after show with me and everybody else for the most part, unless we talk sports and then we tell Anna to go home. Hey, Anna, I know this is going to really piss you off. I know you're going to be a real bitch about it. But can you have a good attitude on what I'm about to speak to you about?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you lighten up can you give yourself a little bit more light?
Yes.
Because you look a little dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah, whenever. Yes, right now. There's actually, I get complaints about people thinking that, you need to be a little bit more, take a little more swagger in your sexiness, that you're not.
That I'm too gross?
No, that you look at yourself as not being as sexy as you really are.
So I think have more confidence. That's a complaint.
No. A complaint is that people Anna kind of doesn't give herself enough credit. That bitch is pretty hot, like that kind of deal. So I don't think that's a complaint, is it?
No.
Dear. By the way, all correspondence and emails or any opinions that you have, I know you hate us. I've been getting a lot of that lately. show@thebubbaarmy.com. show@thebubbaarmy.com. Now, if you got some pictures that you have Bubba Army displayed, or you met me back in Calgary, or whatever Bubba Army applicable, is that Aurora? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Pics that you may have, please don't send D pics, and please, you can send T pics.
Just don't change your mind about it.
But we can't. What do you mean, Brett? Am I assuming somebody sent something? Then hold on. Let me see if I can sniff this out, okay? Because there's a lot of things that happen around here that you guys just keep off my plate. I know that. I really do. And let me see if I just sniffed one out, okay? Somebody sends a picture to show@thebubbaarmy.com. They have second thoughts about said picture, and then they're like, hey, Rhett, Lummy, Macho Man, anybody that will listen, will you please take this picture I sent of my wife showing her jugs at Barp? Something like that?
Exactly.
Okay. You mean T-shirt will?
Maybe.
T-shirt will.
Maybe.
Once you send us your pics, please don't, because it's really a pain in the ass for Mach to have to go into the little, literally it's on a thumb drive that we run, and so he has to go into the thumb drive and find that picture and delete it. It's a real pain in the ass.
And I understand why he did it. It's understandable.
Poor
I'm just
little
busting
thing.
chops.
We know that she just got a big time job at the church. We know.
Yeah, Pastor Davis,
You wanna-
She got full benefits now.
So, man, that is Bubba Army. Is a Bubba Army Pics at gmail.com. Bubba Army Pics at gmail.com. Anna, still not really that much better, just to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, looks like you didn't. I mean,
I
just saying
turned it up 2 notches.
Let me go over to Rumble, and they have a little more crystal clear feed. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, whatever. I mean, I'd like it a little bit more because I can't even see your hair. It's dark, but it could be my computer. Lummy, what are you seeing, Lummy, from your little eyes? I want you to say, I spy with my little eyes.
I spy with my little eyes. Anna is still a little dark.
Right.
How about like now?
Say, Lummy, every time you have to say that. Okay.
I spy.
No, I didn't ask for it
sorry.
yet, Lummy, you dumbass.
Sorry.
Jesus. Sit over there like a bump on a log and become the most popular person here. It's ridiculous. The dumbest, slowest guy here that could never, ever even think about being on the radio in any other capacity is the biggest star, one of the biggest stars I've ever had. I mean, you're right up there with Dad, Lummy.
Oh, thank you.
Just telling you. Much better, Anna. See, you're glowing now.
I'm glowing.
No, and Anna, I hope you don't take my direction of trying to light you a little bit better and having to be a boss and, and make sure that you get it done. I hope you don't take that the wrong way, like I'm hard to work with or anything like
No.
that. I'm just,
Just want what's best.
I want you to look good.
Thank you.
And you sometimes think, well, I need to be dark because I'm not that pretty. But there's a lot of people that think you're hot.
Right.
So, for those 6 or 7 people, I need to make sure
It's
you
less. It's much less.
I will tell you this, Anna.
Yeah.
I think the general consensus is like I think they hate me more than they hate you.
I would disagree with that.
I do know this. They've been calling Rhett a rat lately.
A rat?
Yeah, rat. I don't know where'd you get all your heat from?
Good question.
Oh, he does have a couple people. I think
There's
that's
some
really-
heat coming in from. I mean, I'm just looking at the
I
at the
have a
chat. I'm
feeling.
looking at the Bubba Army chatter, and that includes talking to my inner circle and the council, and and various emails, various comments on Facebook, just things like that, and they got you ratted out. What did you do to rat out, buddy?
I don't know. Let them keep crying about it.
Okay, well, I was just trying to give you a little cross section. They're calling you Rhett the Rat, and Lummy, do you know? Like, is there something I don't know that Rhett's got involved in? Like, did he go talk bad about Donkey Teeth's wife or something like that?
No, he never talks bad. It's just Rhett sometimes has to kind of be the hammer, and some people don't like that.
Oh, like on the moderation deal?
Yeah, him and Macho. I mean, him and Macho are back there, trying to make sure that we're, they know the rules of YouTube. And
Right. You get
things,
people in here saying bad things.
Yep.
And they go in there and drop the hammer.
Yep.
Okay. That's his only rat qualities.
Pretty much.
Okay. I'm going to trust you, Lummy.
Yeah, I mean, him
Do
and
you have
Macho.
do you have your 3 fingers up when
Yes,
you're telling me this
Of course I
information?
do.
I want
We'll
you to
see
say
a few
I
more
want
burner
put
accounts
your
today, too.
put your 3 fingers up and say the reason why Rhett is considered a rat amongst various places is because he has to be the enforcer sometimes and ban people on these various platforms. Do you think you can say that just like the way I did,
Yeah.
super efficiently, so that everybody understands?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, go. We don't have both hands up, just one hand.
Okay.
Left hand up.
Left hand up.
3 fingers up, telling the truth. Go ahead. Give me the statement about why they're calling Rhett the Rat.
The reason why I believe some of the Bubba Army are calling Rhett the Rat is because he's the one monitoring and has to come drop the hammer when people get a little out of hand and get a little too close to breaking the rules, or they do break the rules, and Rhett and Macho have to lay the hammer down and keep law and order in chat.
So that gives him rat status.
It gets them rat status.
So can I ask? I don't want to get too specific here, but the people who are saying this, are these people who, I am regularly around and have regularly interacted with me and talked to me and know about me? Or is it just people who,
I don't know.
really support the show?
I think pretty much that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anybody that's
Anybody who matters, right?
anybody that's a contributor or anybody that I would hold in high regard. It's pretty much just
Just people who
some
like
troll.
to bitch.
It's like a troll.
Yeah. People who like to bitch.
Like
Exactly what I needed to hear. That's all.
If it came from Creatine Travis or Big Red or Iggy or Wiz or something like that,
then I would take it seriously.
exactly. But
yeah.
that's not the case.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It comes from a Claypool Jimmy.
Yep, definitely is not the case there.
Hello, who's this?
T-shirt Will, Bubba, what's up?
Hey, T-shirt Will, let me send pics of my wife's jugs. Oh, let me take them down immediately. She's got a job at the church.
Time out. I did not send that picture to anyone but you, Bubba. I did not send that to that email.
Bubba emailed the
All right,
show.
well then hold on. Now, hold on, Will.
Oh my God.
Will, that even adds a cooler caper to it, because I've been going through my pics and sending them to Mach, and he puts my pics up too. And sometimes there'll be a sprint car, me and Tyler back in the day. I miss you. And then some days it'll be a picture of me and my mom for Mother's Day, and then it might be a picture of me on a Skag mower, like just various stupid pictures that are on my phone. Well, I did save that picture that you sent me of your wife and was it Brandy?
Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy and your wife, with me at Barp a couple years ago, and they had their everything, their jugs out, but in a brawl, but they're just in a brawl, but it was sexy. And am I the one that contributed that? You didn't?
I did not.
Is that now?
Yeah,
Is that?
I didn't even know it was up there.
Does that cause this a bigger? Is this even make it a bigger whoddunit? And are you mad at me?
I got some heat. I'm not mad at you, but I got some heat from the girls over that, and I got some. We have a text between Brandy, Kelly, and I, and I got a text blown into me that said, "Hey, why did you send that picture to the show?" And I'm like,
I sent it to Bubba because it's hot.
What did we learn today?
All right, but hold on.
T-shirt will.
But hold on.
Big Red.
What?
I guess Big Red got a hold of Brandy and said, "Hey, there's a picture of you."
Of course, Big Red's the narc.
Big Red the snitch.
He's the narc.
He's a narc.
Big Red the
now.
narc, man. He's Big Red. Not only is he the most loyal, not only is he the most loyalist guy, and he works the hardest, Lummy, and he's truly my, council, inner circle, Hall of Fame, all that.
Great guy.
Great. Red. Big Red's the man. But he also likes to get all up into people's business too, and he'll say, "Hey, did you know Bubba had brawl shots of Brandy?" And he's all about making sure everybody knows he's the town crier, Lummy.
Well, the next thing you know, I've got my phone blowing up from Brandy going, "Hey, get that off of there. Why did you do that?" And I go, "I didn't. What are you talking about?"
All right, well, listen.
So
does everybody? Okay, listen. So, Will, please know that if Case, Brandy, or whoever's listening, that I'm going to be dead honest. I'm not just trying to cover Will's ass. I am the one that posted that picture. I sent it to, I send 10 or 15 pictures. When I send pictures to Macho Man, I just send them in increments of
full send.
Yeah. And so I'm just go through my phone and look at pictures that I think are cool. And you did send me that picture, and I saved it on my phone. Aren't they honored that that I saved?
There they are right now.
Yeah, there's literally the pictures of you guys at bar playing behind Bubba right now.
Well, listen. At first, the way he put it, I didn't know it was the bra shot. I thought it was full frontal, and I went,
No, we would never put that on there.
And so it's not nearly as bad as what what you initially thought. It's just literally. What's the difference between those girls being at their brawl or they being at being at Clearwater Beach in a swimsuit? Nothing.
Agree 100%. Both of them wear bikini tops all the time.
Yeah,
and
so
they
big
agree.
deal. They got the jugs. They got jugs that need to be out.
Set them
no
free.
Big deal. No, if they would have known it was the bra shot, it was no big deal. They thought it was the full frontal one, and they're like, "Oh no!" But the bra shot, they didn't care.
All right. Well, I just don't want anybody mad at me right now. Next thing you know, you start shit.
No.
Will turns into a troll. Lummy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that happens a lot of times. You get a real good listener, and he really loves the show, and then one little thing sets them off. We've lost, Lummy, probably, I'm not going to mention their names, but we've lost some people that are Hall of Famers, just because of something I or Dan or Anna or Lummy or Rhett the Rat said, or something that Big Red some type of inside information that Big Red leaked that pissed him off. Big Red the leaker. Say it,
I'm
Lummy.
not going anywhere,
Big Red
brother.
the
You know
leaker.
that.
Come on,
I've been
Big
around
Red.
a long time. I'll be here for a long time.
All right, man. We appreciate you.
All right, love you
Bye,
guys.
Will. Love you too.
Bye.
But Lummy, that's not like like that happens. We've had people that are literally Hall of Famers that have turned into troll. They hate us now.
Oh yeah.
They hate us. They absolutely are rooting against the show to the point where they've disappeared, and then they report us to everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these aren't just regular Bubba Army people. These are
Big
big time people. Man, that's a little bit concerning. Anna, I went over. I had lunch with Tarp and Mark yesterday, Lummy.
Nice.
and his friend Sean, and then some Greek. I forget what the dude's name was, but he was a Greek.
Papadopoulos.
He was Jimmy. I'm sorry, Tasos Gopalopoulos.
Tasos.
And Tasos Gopalopoulos, Tarpon Mark's friend from Tarpon, he's getting ready to open up his own new bar, Lummy, and they wanted to maybe do an appearance with you. I'm like, man, Lummy would be the perfect person
I love Tarpon.
for a bar opening.
Oh, yeah.
Can't think of a better guy. Hi, I'm Lummy, and I love to get drunk, and I love to party. And come on down here to Johnny Kopalopoulos's in Tarpon Springs. I'll be here 6 to 8, buddy. Well, when I find what Johnny Kopalopoulos is, what the new bar and Tarpon is, Lummy, I'll start. I'll give him some advertising.
I can't wait. I love Tarpon. I used to spend a lot of time down there.
It's just so far from.
Oh yeah, but once you're there, there are a lot of good people. A lot of the Greeks are good people.
Tarpon is a really cool little. Like, let me name you some communities that are super cool. That if you live in them, you really, really, really know how cool they are.
Well, they do despise you still down there, a good amount of them.
But what?
At Tarpon.
What?
The old school Greeks don't like you still.
Oh yeah, they don't. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to say. Listen, I'm not trying to say.
Deal?
Listen to me. I'm not trying to say, Lummy, that I need to move into these particular communities and will be well received because I've done, pretty much stupid stuff in almost every community here in Tampa. Everybody hates me. I'm the bad guy. I have been portrayed in Tampa. Not people in Des Moines, Iowa don't really know who I am, but people in Tampa know who I am, and I'm the bad guy. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the bad guy.
No matter what.
I'm the dick. I don't know if every city has one of me, but maybe they do. The real famous dude that screwed up and, whatever. I'm the Mark Chimura. Right? And mine was involving a little bit of a sex deal, right?
Yes, it
Just
was.
no underage.
Nope.
But I mean, the Packers he had a Pro Bowl season, Lummy, and then boom.
Never heard from again.
And no other team would pick him up.
Nope.
Even though he was cleared of all charges. He still, I think that's what I did. I Mark Chimura'd myself right out of the business. I'm gonna start using that one, Lummy.
There you go.
Hello.
Good morning, Bubba. Jersey Rich, it's been a while. How are you?
Hi, Jersey Rich. I'm doing great. By what means, Jersey Rich, do you watch or listen to us?
Well, believe it or not to ruin any momentum that you got going this morning, I'm actually trying to find a place to listen to you. Bubba 1, Bubba 2 on the Army app is like spinning like crazy.
Yeah, well, first of all, go to TuneIn. Go to TuneIn and type in Bubba Army. And it'll come up a channel Bubba 1, right, Lummy?
Yes, it will.
And you can listen to our app is not doing so good right now because we're in the middle of completely redoing BubbaArmyRadio.com, and we're looking at Mach, was it October or November 15th?
October.
So
less than 2 weeks.
So in less than 2 weeks, we're going to try to roll this big new reskin, reversion, complete redo of BubbaArmyRadio.com, and and you're going to be able to for free. Here's the kicker: for free at the new BubbaArmy.com. BubbaArmyRadio.com. Lummy, in 2 or 3 weeks,
yes,
when it comes out, people will be able to go back and listen to any show we've ever done that we have an archive of, including the serious shows, for free. You'll be able to go back and listen to anything that you want. Tucker interviews, pro wrestling. We're going to have categories. We're going to have and you can listen, and it's free. It's free. Or you can be a subscriber and get all that functionality, but no commercials. And then if you're a subscriber, the hot mic will be on, and you get to hear it. And if you're not a subscriber and you're listening to us for free, then you're going to get some commercials. That's kind of where we're hanging.
And I mean, back when I was listening to it on that app, I mean, Bubba 1 used to work better than Bubba 2. Is there one that
Bubba 2 is no longer around? We shut it down.
Okay.
So all we have now is Bubba 1, and it just it plays this show and then just repeats this show all day. Am I right on that, Lummy?
Yes, you are. You are correct.
Yes.
So to listen to you live now, though, go to like my Safari and go to what again? I'm sorry.
No, go to your app. Do you have an Apple?
I do. And
All right.
I have this CarPlay. I have CarPlay, but I'm in my new car, but I couldn't bring up like Safari for some reason.
All right. Well, just go to your phone and go get the the TuneIn app. TuneIn. Go get the TuneIn app. Okay. Once you get that app, which is free, then within the TuneIn app's search engine, type in Bubba Army.
Safari on CarPlay would be very dangerous.
Yeah.
All right.
So get me.
I can't wait.
So yeah, get me through TuneIn, and then in 2.5-3 weeks, when the brand new Bubba Army Radio comes out, people are going to be just freaked out about how good and new and the new functionality and what's that rat?
If you also have an iPhone and you also have Apple Music, you can go to your Apple Music app and you can type in Bubba 1 and it pulls the TuneIn feed from there as well. So if you already have Apple Music and you don't want to download TuneIn, you can type in Bubba 1 on Apple Music and it'll pull the feed from there as well. So that way you have more than one option on iPhone.
Who's speaking now? I don't recognize this voice. It's been
That's
that long.
Rhett.
I'm sorry,
It's
guys.
Rhett. It's a new guy, Rhett.
It's Rhett the Rat.
It's Rhett the Rat. He's a filthy ginger with a wiener dog. That's all he's got going for himself.
Rhett, welcome, my friend.
Thanks, man. Happy to be here.
Let me ask what may seem like a stupid question. I do have iTunes. That's different than Apple Music, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So iTunes is kind of a thing of the past. If you have just an app that says music.
Oh, not iTunes. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're good. If you have an app that says just music, then that's Apple Music.
Gotcha. All right, I'm going to check it out. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, George.
Have a great one. Love you. Miss you.
Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate your reconnection of the program. Thank you.
Neil Malplaisir, 25 on the Venmo.
Venmo, Cash App, PayPal at the Bubba Army. Alex Stein will be on today at 9:15?
Yes, he will.
9:15.
He was a good guy, even though he's a...
Bubba the Love Sponge.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
That was a little dated. Morning, Birds on John's Island. Thank you, Neil Malplaisir, breaking the Venmo cherry today. Good morning, Bubba the Love Sponge show. All right, thank you. Good morning, Gary Cantrell. What's up, Goober Lips? Of course, Kenny Powers. Need to get a hook line. Good morning. Just for you, Kenny. Put a lot of chat on that. Yoko Clem. Sniz, look.
Good morning, Julio. Joe. Good morning, Leslie. My girl, Leslie.
Little was after break. Richard Longwood. Of course, Raymond.
When I say pussy,
What's up, Raymond B?
what's up, everybody? Poop a little low. Thank you.
New Jersey.
Good morning. Good morning, Jay Gator. I got it. Nobody. Well, overs after 5 days, that's kind of a long time not to puke. But it does fuck with your, how regular you are. That is a fact.
Good, Bubba and Jason Combo.
Man, I just
5 people were shot at, Morgan State. Not that that's better, but I thought it was at Michigan State. What's up with Gray Nipples? Thank you, somebody in chat. What's up, Jason Hefner? Yeah, it's gonna fuck with your bowels.
Of course, Biggie.
What's up? Red the Rat.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Those lights look really good on the stage. The red behind the.
Ooh. I like that
They
shit.
look good on camera.
Ouch. What's your name, baby? Oh, the wiener wants to get back in.
Jason Hepburn.
Jason Hefner.
As the landlord.
Oh,
What'd you crying?
you're fine. Little one. Jason Hefner.
What's up, Big Buck?
I've got an idea.
Time to man up.
I gotta poop so bad.
Man up and be brutally honest.
And you're calling me crazy?
Or I'm gonna kill you. We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
$100, Susan Poitras on the PayPal.
Thank you.
And John Kostika after hours yesterday, $150. Both PayPal. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App at the Bubba Army. Appreciate y'all. Alex Stein at 9:15, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
And then the after show today. What? Facebook? Well, everywhere you can see and hear us now. Pretty much, you're trying to do that, are we not?
Yes, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble.
You got it.
I didn't know that there was a big fight in NASCAR this past weekend.
The truck series?
Yeah, I didn't see.
The guy looks like a little kid. There's a lot of F-bombs in this. I don't know in this video, but there's
just two. What in the hell?
No.
What happened? Who did that?
What's going on? I don't want to go to break yet.
I've got an idea.
Time to man up.
Macho's running. He's running. He's scrambling. He's going to the crack room. He might be able to save it. I don't know what he's doing.
Me crazy?
Or I'm going to kill you. We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We're back.
Back. Welcome back. Mach, what happened? I don't see the timer moving, so I think we're in the
we're okay.
I think we're in the clear.
I don't know.
Because normally when that fires, that timer to your left will start going down.
Yeah,
but
I was looking at it.
I mean,
welcome back, Mach. What happened?
Hold on.
I don't see the timer moving.
Wait a minute.
Do you happen to know what you hit?
please.
Yeah, Mach, you should have known the answer to that.
I have no idea where this. I have no idea.
We're good. Mach says we're good, so we're good.
I think it came through. I think that came through a refeed on the internet. I had my internet pot was up, and maybe it
Yeah. Okay. It probably did.
Something like a Facebook.
Yeah, because it didn't show. Next Gen didn't show that it fired.
It was like almost it was like a ghost.
He ran through the engineering room like the Ultimate Warrior on his way to the ring. I don't think I've ever seen Macho move that fast ever.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, the system's taking control. All right, so Matt Crafton and some other dude.
But I'm saying, Bubba, this. So when
I don't have the volume up.
Okay, yeah, because he starts saying
looks like Jimmy Hart holding him back.
So this is what NASCAR needs.
Yeah.
This is what NASCAR needs, but not in the pits, right out in front of the grandstands. So people like these guys are back in the pits, right? This is, well after the race.
So
they're mad at each other. There's only 100 people that are officials and other racers and crew members that are getting to witness this. But that's a hell of a that guy took a hell of a hit. And that would have looked great right on the front stretch. The fans would have gone crazy, and then let me the fans go back and say, "Hey man, we got to go to more NASCAR races because they beat the crap out of each other."
So you're saying like after the race, they should pull their trucks up right to the start-finish line, jump out, and just start fighting?
Yeah,
right
I think the way to save NASCAR is after they get done racing. Then you like if you had a problem with anybody that drove you dirty or you're a dick. You're allowed to put it on like right there at the front. They even have like this portable little ring they bring out, and you glove up and you get like 3 1-minute rounds with the guy that you think did you dirty.
Nice.
Fans would love it.
Go for it.
Yeah. Look, I mean this guy. He got bloodied up. Who was it again? Here it is.
I think that was Nick Sanchez and Matt Crafton.
The Matt Crafton and Nick Sanchez will have to cough up some cash after their post-race brawl this past week because the NASCAR drivers were fined thousands for the bloody altercation. NASCAR. See, if I'm NASCAR, I'm not fining these dudes, and I'm press releasing this and organically getting this out. And even if you wanted to cover your ass as NASCAR and you'd be like NASCAR embarrassed of bloody brawl, right? Let me say it so that they're not condoning, but really they're not embarrassed. They like it.
Yeah, they want more of it.
So and NASCAR even has like an official statement. We don't condone that type of behavior in the pits. We're going to go ahead and deal with this internally. And then they tell the judge, we're not doing nothing to you guys. Listen, the next time you two don't do, you guys don't have the next time you guys don't agree, or you think one of them drove the other one, dirty, or you spun some dude out, or you're a dick, just do it right there. Get out of your cars right there. Pull into the pits like they do. When the race is over, They pull into the pits and they get out of their car, right?
Yeah.
And everybody in the front stands can see you, and then they walk back to their hauler. They walk back to the pits.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if you just went and laid a guy out right after he got out, like you were actually waiting for him to get out of his car. As soon as he got out of his car, you squared up and then waylaid him. That'd be great.
Well, it's the only time NASCAR gets any press now is when they get into fights.
Sanchez ended up with a bloody face and wasn't pleased, threatening Crafton for the punch, for which some people have described was a cheap shot. You're effing dead, Sanchez yelled. I'm going to effing kill you. Look at these two.
Yeah, I think I take
Sanchez.
Crafton.
I think I'll take Crafton all day. This little nerd, Nick Sanchez. Get the hell out of here, you little ankle biter. Come get some, bitch. That's what he should see. That's what he should say. Right there, let me after the race, a guy like Johnny Reporter here saying, "Hey, Nick, what do you got going on here?" "Well, let me tell you something, Matt Crafton. Come get some of this, bitch. I can't believe you drove me like that." Matt Crafton had gone there and just whip his ass like The Rock, right? And and then it'll go viral, and there's that many more people that potentially might watch this horrible racing nowadays of these people that mom and dad's bought your ride for you. These everything in NASCAR for the most part's rent a ride. Nobody can get discovered anymore. There's some really, really young drivers, good drivers. Just in Florida, you got Michael Atwell, you got Nick Snyder, you got my son, you got Chad Gary's kid, Seth Gary. You just got. There's some great talent in this, and just state alone that will never get a shot at the big time because the dads can't write a check because it's no longer about how good you are. Michael Atwell, he's 1 year older than Tyler. He was Tyler's teammate on quarter midgets. He's running super late model asphalt cars now, which are just like NASCAR's. Yep. He's killing it. But he's, his dad's a retired lineman from Tico. Can just put together enough money to keep him going locally, right? Jeez. And can't write a big check. Meanwhile, you throw a Michael Atwell or a Nick Snyder or a Seth Gary or a Tyler Clem. You give one of those guys an ARCA or an Xfinity ride, please. The way it used to be, the way that Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson and Dale Sr., all the way those guys didn't have to buy their way in. No, they the owners of these Jimmy Johnsons and the Wood brothers and all these guys, they would go to these local tracks and find out, who the hot shoe was. And then they go up to that guy and be like, hey, when you want to drive NASCAR, just like they did, I think Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer, I think, and might have been the last guy to get in based on he was just this great open wheel modified driver in Missouri. And I think, Gibbs or somebody gave him an opportunity. But now it's all either nepotism, Gibbs and all these people now have, all have, grandchildren that are racing for them. Oh. Or it's rent a ride. That sucks. And you have to write a check. It's no longer, kids no longer have a chance to be discovered. And think about that. NASCAR is the only sport where you can write a check and participate, and they'll get around how bad you are, and eventually you'll get good because they have such good stuff like Hendricks and Gibbs and, Stuart Haas. They have such great stuff that they can they can build a good car around you so that you'll be competitive. But it all starts with writing a check. It didn't start with having the ability. And this hot shoe rolls up in here, and his dad didn't have to write a check. But think about that. You can't do that in the NBA. You can't do that in the NFL. You can't do that in the Major League Baseball. No. Where all you need is a rich dad. A guy looks like me, and he's on the Boston Celtics because my dad paid the Celtics $10 million for me to be,
an extra $5 million to become a starter.
No. Boston has to draw the line somewhere. They're like, listen, man, it's $10 million to be on the roster, and you know what? He'll get, if we're ever getting blown out or we're winning by a whole bunch, we'll check it. They'll have like a plus or minus 30 clause in there, Lummy, where I can only get put in the game if we're up or down by 30. Then I check in.
So the game.
And in the NBA, very rarely do you see a 30-point blowout. The teams. I know there's some disparagement in the quality of teams, but you don't ever see a 30-point blowout.
Not unless somebody just gives up.
Yeah, you might see a 15-point blowout. Is a big deal. So, Lummy, you double that so that I have no chance of being on the court. So, really, Lummy, the only time I'm on the court's during warm-ups, and I look real stupid. 5'10", 275, 57 years old.
Airballing it.
Just because my bad shoulder, my left shoulder, I can't,
Can't get
I'm just Mr. Rebound. I'm a rebounding bitch. That's all I am. But think about it. That's the only sport. No other sport you can buy your way in, right?
Yeah, there isn't.
NASCAR you can. That's the only way in. That's the only way in. NASCAR is so messed up that, it's the only way in. You can't even be the best at. Let's say that there's this kid in say Indiana, Lummy, and he's the best 15, 16-year-old open wheel modified guy in all of Indiana. Nobody can beat him, right?
Yeah.
Well, it used to be that Gibbs and somebody would find that kid and put him, say, listen, we're going to start you out in ARCA, and then we're going to pay for it all. We're going to get you a salary, and we're going to start you out in ARCA, and then we're going to move you up to, what at that time was the Bush series for a couple years.
And then maybe race Craftsman truck for a couple years.
Yeah, get you race, and maybe, we'll do some Xfinity and trucks maybe together.
Back when they used to have the Featherlight series.
Yeah.
That was dope.
We'll do that. And then you know what? It's going to be like a 3 or 4 year project, but by year 5, we're going to try to have you up to the Cup. Boom. Because you're a swinging, because you're a badass, because you are a badass. And he goes out and he does really well because he's good. Nope, that kid is probably going to spend the rest of his life just racing in little dirt tracks in Indiana, Lummy. And that kid was never given a shot. But if you're like this kid in Indiana and you're a unbelievable basketball player, Lummy, and all through high school you averaged like 45, and then you went over down to Louisville or Kentucky and college and was won 2 national championships and was badass, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna go pro.
Of course
there's no chance
you'll get a shot.
You're gonna get a shot. Not in racing, man. Racing's all about writing mom and dad writing a big ass check.
Alex G, $100 on the Venmo.
Thank you, Alex G. Thank you.
New money.
What's this? Oh, is that new money?
New money.
Alex G,
So
new
he
money
loves the
out of
show.
nowhere.
Yep.
Oh, did you see how bad? And I know you sent this to me. This is so bad. And this is
What?
the
Just having
11-year-old football player who shot his teammates.
Oh yeah, I can't do that. No.
And you know what? This is in Florida. This isn't a Popka.
Well, a lot of things go down there.
Well, Lummy, nonetheless, it's for a first one of the day. It is Florida.
Oh no, I know.
I mean, it's rough around the edges, but it's Florida. I mean, we're not talking about. We're not talking about the hood of Chicago or the hood of Philly or the hood of New York or the ghetto hood of L.A. This is in Florida, and this is the mentality that we have, and our children. Like, oh my God, if this is the mentality of the new generation of kids. I mean, every generation has gotten softer and softer. I'm sure our dads think
This
that we're
pretty
soft.
hard to me. I don't know.
No, I mean with a gun though.
But I mean, like, what? But what parents would even instill that type of behavior?
Well, it's more like
or allow that.
You live more lead by example.
If my 11-year-old, if Tyler was 11, and first of all, I wouldn't allow him to have a big ass, full blown, huge fight and or argument after the game with anybody. Like I would step in and be like, "Listen, stop, both of you."
Well, it was all about food.
What do you mean?
The reason is because the shooter had his food slapped out of his hands during a Pop Warner practice.
Who slapped the food out of his hand?
One of the kids that was getting shot at.
That's a reasonable reaction.
A 13-year-old.
That's justified.
No.
He went to his mom's car, grabbed the unsecured gun, and started firing at the two boys.
But what I'm saying is, like, in order for this 13-year-old to do
11.
this, in order for this 11, which is worse, to even do this, that means his mom and dad have instilled no values in this guy at all, and this 11-year-old boy. And this 11-year-old boy is such a wild animal and has no discipline and is allowed to come and go and do whatever he wants, that he finds that it's okay. His first reaction when he's mad or upset is to know that there's a gun back in the car and you're going to go get it and shoot somebody. Now, you know what? At 11 years old, I couldn't even comprehend that behavior because my dad had beaten me down I don't know how many different times. Anytime I've thrown a fit or whatever, there was actually some discipline in my family, right? You know, and like, if you acted like you get your ass whipped. Well, this is a prime example of the kind of kids that we're raising nowadays. You can't spank them. Spanking them's now abuse. For real.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. I mean, me and Tyler got physical a few different times. That's just what dads and sons do. You get in a family. You get sometimes it gets a little physical, but that's just part of being a family.
Yeah.
It's not abuse. Abuse is something that you do every day or 2 or 3 times a day. 2 or 3 physical altercations amongst family in a lifetime is not abuse.
Or you just beat the kid because he's doing nothing.
But man, back in when I was growing up, I mean, you get your ass whipped once, twice, 3 times a week, and nobody would even think different. Like they were like, Doug Clem beats his kid because Bubba got 3 spankings. No way. They'd be like, man, Bubba needs to really shape his act up because he got 3 whippings.
This is probably just an assumption on my part, but you have to question, obviously, the house that they come from. But a lot of these kids today, the problem is 2 major things. One is just the sheer amount of information that they have access to and are exposed to as soon as they get their first smartphone, which for some of these kids is 6, 7, 8 years old, maybe younger. And then on top of that, it's like you said, what kind of values are being instilled in them? What are they being taught? You know, does some kid think he can go get his mom's gun and shoot at his friends because he is just simply unaware of the consequences that would come his way?
And he knows that his mom, in order to go get your mom's gun,
he's got to know where it is.
You got to know that your mom has a gun, which means your mom has displayed this gun to you probably
on the front seat.
several different times. Exactly.
Well, what do you say to this? Because again, I'm not a parent, but I do, have a brain that works. But what do you say to the people who go, listen, it's either not disciplining their kid enough, or this kid just comes from a community of violence where everything is handled by, someone looks at you the wrong way, you beat the crap out of them. You say the wrong thing to dad, he whips you until you're bloodied and bruised. What do you say to people like that? Do you think that this is?
I think that the culture that they live in has a lot to do.
Everything is resolved with violence. It doesn't matter if it's
you can still
someone
have
hurts
parents
you or someone slaps a burger out of your hand.
You can still have parents that can show you the level of escalation.
And I mean, even
like just being parents and talking to them and say, listen, we never, if no matter what, use a gun unless it's to defend your life, unless somebody has broken into our
it shouldn't be readily available. He should know where it is. Obviously.
I can't wrap my head around the fact that an 11-year-old boy gets so mad, even if people bullied you, and even if people like you still don't shoot people.
He's probably a little fat ass.
He's a little chubby kid. He's a little chubby.
Yeah, of course he is. I could have told you that.
He's probably seen this behavior before. He's like, oh, this is what my older brother did when someone,
Well, what happened is he's probably a little bit fat, and he's got a thing of nachos, and one of the kids knocked him out of his hands and said, hey, fat ass, you don't need it. The last person that needs nachos is you. Look at Johnny. He's fat. Ha, ha, ha. Everybody laughs. Well, okay, I can see where little Johnny would be full hot. Full hot on that deal. But that's happened to all of us. Yeah. And secondly, man, just go back and even if you just tried to sucker punch the guy or hit him in the head with or just throw a rock at him or something. I can even see you wanting to retaliate because the guy goofed you in front of everybody. I can just see you walking down the bleachers or you're walking on the sidelines. You got your food there, your hamburger, whatever. 2 fat ass bullies bully you, make you lose your food. I could see where you would want to hit them and fight them.
Yeah.
But you got to draw the line at knowing that you can't kill, you can't shoot.
Well,
I don't think it died.
No, they didn't.
But you can't just shoot. And that's what scares me. And I know that this is going to piss a lot of people off.
Ooh, say it.
This is going to piss a lot of people off. But, I don't know if I like this open carry deal. This constitutional, and I guess I have it wrong. It's not open carry. Open carry is where you can have
the phone calls.
But it's the constitutional carry deal. I just don't know if I like it. I think constitutional carry
shall not be infringed.
Is making guns now everybody can have a gun, and before everybody could have a gun if you were a good person. That's it.
Well, I mean,
that's it. That's all. That's all it was.
There's still background checks.
If you can pay, anybody can have a gun. If you're if you're over 18, you can carry a gun around
as long as it's legal.
Yeah, as long as it's in a legal spot.
Which you got to
as long as you got the gun illegally.
Background check legally. And
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's still they have a background check.
No, I mean, okay, let's just say that I have never got a background check. I've never been in trouble. I just have a driver's license that says Bubba Clem, and they pull me over, and I got a gun in my pocket. Well, or I have in the glove box or in my tactical bag or whatever. Back in the day, they would you would have to have a license that you in order to carry that gun in public. And then there's some restrictions. You can't carry it in a place of worship, or maybe you can, but you can't carry it to a sporting event. And just there's like a handful of different places you can't carry it, which you know the rules when you get your license. Now it's you and they know, Lummy, who's and they can run you when they pull you over. It'll come up on your driver's license that you have one of these licenses, and so if the guy asks, "Hey, do you have something in your car?" He has a better understanding of what potentially you could have. It keeps our law enforcement agents, people probably keeps them a little bit safer. Now you can just never have been in trouble, but you never have to register with the state. If your dad gave you a gun, Lummy. Not saying that you went down and bought one, but if your dad let's say you're 21 years old and your dad just gives you his gun, you can carry it around.
Yeah, in the state of Florida, it is not illegal to have an unregistered gun.
Right. So you can just carry it around. They've opened this up now where a guy can just carry around as long as he's not a felon and had his rights taken away. But he could be a real dick and a real thug. And a real a-hole that's played, Grand Theft Auto all of his life and doesn't really value life and thinks that, you can live your life like a video game. And he's got that gun tucked in his waistband. And he can, to me, I think that this, this constitutional carry thing just really opens up some potential gun violence. And I don't think it's I don't think it's invading my rights to have a license to carry a gun in public. No, I don't think you need to have a license to buy, you don't have to report to the government how many guns you have or anything like that. But in order to carry a gun, and there are no, again, people are going to misconstrue that I'm thinking I want you to have to register your guns. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you need to have a license if you're going to carry it in public. That's it. And that license requires you to have done a background check. And so they have a general idea that only good people will be carrying guns, not just some dumbass, that didn't have to jump through any hoops and just grabbed his dad's gun. That guy's probably more likely to do something like this than a guy that has to register and get fingerprinted, and they have a general idea of where that gun is.
And I think realistically, the constitutional carry in the state of Florida is going to do just that in the hopes that, the good guys with guns can eventually outnumber the bad guys with guns. Because no matter what your regulations are, no matter what signs you have, no matter what the rules are, bad people with guns are going to continue to get guns illegally. And it's not going to stop if we make, downtown Tampa a gun-free zone. It's just stuff like that doesn't work. So I can totally understand both sides of the argument. I will say the only thing I have noticed is a major uptick in all those dumbasses who got to tote their gun on their hip in Walmart, the fake tough guys.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's open. I don't think you can. I think it's still concealed.
That's not. That's like Texas and Arizona.
No, I'm talking about
I've
Florida.
Seen maybe they are just misinformed, but I have seen two people. One was in Target, one was in Sam's Club.
Yeah, I thought that constitutional carry was not open carry. Open carry is where you can display it like a cowboy on a holster. Yeah. Like, Lummy, you could literally walk in with and Rhett, that's what you said you've seen, right?
Yeah.
Guy with a holster, carrying it, walking through like the way a cop would, showing his gun out there.
Yeah, you
I didn't know. I don't think our law.
You can't.
Yeah, I think our Florida law is not that. Those people that's wrong.
It's just a concealed carry.
Or not so concealed.
So here we go. So here we go. Let me show you. I'm showing you the footage. So, and I think we can show this. So this guy, this kid right here is the mad kid. He's 11 and he's mad because I guess somebody dumped over his food and maybe made fun of him.
Maybe he was intermittent fasting. He was really hungry.
Right, which I am very.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So he goes in. He knows it is. He's gotten into his mom's SUV. And he has now reached underneath the seat.
No, it was on top of the seat. It was
on top of the seat. Okay.
Just sitting there.
And here we go. That's point blank range.
Oh.
And now hold on. This is an 11-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Point. Now was there a shot here?
Nope, not yet. Right? There's the first shot.
No, but there was 2 shots eventually, wasn't there?
Oh, you
Chubby ass kid. What'd I tell you? Look at him, fattest kid in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he ran to the car pretty fast.
Yeah, they said 2, because one got hit in the arm, one got hit in the back.
Yeah, and so look, the guy comes out, and I don't, and I don't. How does he even know to be mad at?
Little fat bitch.
Who comes?
Yeah, then his mom comes up. I guess I don't know. That's probably not his mom.
No, they said it's his mom. Came out and grabbed the gun.
She's like, get in the car.
She's like,
God, he's bigger than she is.
Get in the car, you little son of a bitch. Get in there, and he's fighting her, not being cool about it. And she's like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you shot somebody. Let me go ahead and hide this gun some more.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble."
And he's now going to sit in the back, and boom, it's over. I hope they throw the book at. I mean, I guess you know what the bad thing about it is. Here's the thing: you're 11 years old. I don't even know in any situation where 11-year-old can be tried as an adult.
Yeah, it looks like he's been charged with 1 count of second-degree attempted murder.
Yeah, but
not as an adult.
But
no.
as a juvie.
Yeah.
What's that get you? You know,
probably till you're what, 18?
You really think that they will put you in jail for in what juvie jail?
Yeah, but probably not. They'll probably let him out after.
What's the longest? Hey Alexa, what's the longest juvenile sentence? I'm not even looking at the Rays game.
The maximum juvenile sentence is 20 years.
Oh, 20. Well, hold on. That means you'd have.
What are you, boy?
You'd have to commit a crime when you were -2.
Yeah.
No, what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, because eventually it would turn into an adult sentence, right?
Well, I mean, but they're tried as a juvenile, and then they get, I guess, 20 years. Is maximum.
And then they'd be like, okay, after, let's say the guy's 16.
You do it at 12, you get out at 32. That sucks.
I know, does a juvenile time just go ahead and automatically switch over to adult time?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. 20
years. But still, Lummy, that's the most you can get. So if you're an 11-year-old and you get a 20-year sentence, okay?
Yep.
You're out at 31. I mean, you're just starting to get out here. You're just starting to get after it, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're not even 12.
You completely miss your teenage and 20s, Bubba. Like, you kind of need those years to develop.
Well, yeah, you kind of do. But when you kill somebody, most people are spending.
I never said that they should be out on the streets.
But
I'm just saying.
But by comparison standards, what I'm saying is that same crime that the guy's a few years older, he gets life in prison.
I understand.
And this guy gets 20 years because I mean, even so, Lummy, I'm assuming like if you would have as a juvenile. Now, they do have that fringe deal. So, like, if you're 17 or 16 and it's really, really bad, most states have the fact that they can bump you up to adult.
How does that work? Why do they even have the 18 cutoff anyways if 15 and 16-year-olds are getting tried as adults?
It's because they will get it. They'll get a psychological evaluation from a psych person to see if they had the mental capacity of like if you're 17 and you went and killed a family of 4.
Right.
And they're like, we're going to try to move this up to adult from juvie, because at juvie, all he's going to get is 20 years.
Right.
But so a psychiatrist comes in and sees if he has the ability to be at least mentally as competent as a person that is 1 year older than him.
Right. Or maybe even just a few months.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then they'd be like, okay, that's the determining factor as to whether you go adult or not. And then there's in some court keys, some bam bam bams. There might be a 16-year-old bam 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 who does not have the ability to think like an 18-year-old.
But there's also
so in that case, they would be like
21-year-old bam bam bams.
Well, at that point, you're just you're dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, only
But I'm just saying, I know that they take that into consideration at least during sentencing, whether or not you are a bam 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 or not.
They do.
Of course.
But you're still in the adult bam 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 section.
Of course. Not the kids section.
Not the kids section. It's better to be in the kids section than them have to prove that you're an adult than be an adult and have to prove that you're a kid, because I don't think it works that way.
Yes, there's less responsibility on the individual if it's a child, because it's like they didn't know better. This is how they were raised.
Right.
Blah,
they take
blah,
their
blah.
background and
Yes.
Hello.
Morning, Bubba. Matthew from Connecticut. I'm a high school teacher, and the kids these days, they don't know how to communicate. There's things they would say in a text message they would never say to somebody's face.
Well,
and
adults do
when they
that
get in
too. Come on.
position where they have to say something to somebody's face, that's how they act. They have no comprehension of how others are going to respond.
Well, not only that, but you being on the battle lines of today's youth, the infantry. I think you probably can see too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the word, like the option of no, is not an option with today's youth. Like, you just can't tell them no, because they just can't handle it. It goes back to the participation trophy and the fact that Lummy, when we played Little League and our team sucked and we got 7th place, we didn't get a trophy.
Nope.
Your dad said, "You know what, Lummy? Your team sucked. You guys better practice more so that you can be like that team. Look at the first place trophy. Look how badass they are.
Look how much fun they're having."
Yeah. Now the 8th place guy, like, "Hey, listen, Johnny, you tried, didn't you? You tried as hard as those people that won it. That's why you're going to get a participation trophy, Johnny, because you tried, buddy. Doesn't matter. Sometimes the score doesn't matter." Man, Lummy, every time I walked off the field, the score mattered.
It sure did.
And my dad reminded me about it too. No, there's other both into the spectrum where my dad would also say, "Hey, listen, that was a hell of a game. Like, you guys really did good. So you gotta. It's just not always about how you messed up. It's about, man, you nailed. I'm so proud of you. You killed it. But I mean, these kids, you can't tell them no on nothing. Please, hey, listen, Johnny. You can't be a girl. Yes, I can. I want to be a girl. No, Johnny, you can't be a girl until you're 18. That's a decision that you have to make as an adult. No, I want to be a girl.
Can you give me some examples about how these kids, sir?
Change their name in the system.
Sir, can you give me an example of how these kids lack communication skills? Are they texting violent stuff, sexual stuff? What exactly are you seeing?
We've had a couple situations with that, without a doubt, where there was a student who had gotten a fight with his girlfriend, and she talked him into making a video, and then she shared that video with the whole school. With
a sexual video? I'm imagining.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, I don't know. Adults do that too.
Did the kid get tried?
Well, she got in trouble for it because she was the one who, shared this said video. He was actually, I think, 17 at the time when it was happening. But
these are the things that your dad has to deal with on every day. All this nonsense, these kids.
Yeah, my dad's pretty checked out from it.
Yeah, he's so over it.
Yeah, but see, it's even kind of what Anna just said, though. Well,
hey,
adults
bud,
do it. So
appreciate you.
That's what the kids see now, though.
Appreciate you, friend.
Thanks.
They see that, adults can do it, so I can do it. I mean, because you don't say no to them. Most adults are letting them do what they do.
I think I'm only going to be probably around about 20 more years, and so I don't think I'm going to have to see the kids that are the disgusting youth of today.
Oh, it's bad.
Like, I don't know, 16 and below.
Well, I think it's not
running the country. I'll be dead.
Just a lack of saying no. And again, I'm not a parent. I know that's what people always tell me all the time. But I see what's going on in society. I think a lot of it is just people not paying attention to their kids. Sometimes
correct, which can lead to
a
lack of consequence.
I understand.
Exactly. So
I understand that, but
it's also not
that's where it starts.
You're making it sound like every parent is super involved in saying, "No, little Johnny, this is fine." A lot of parents are just freaking absent, and so they're getting raised by the streets or their friends or their older siblings.
That's the point. They're being raised by smartphones.
Yeah,
they're being raised by stuff they see other people do on social media.
And they're not
stuff
hearing no.
Right. If you have an absent parent or someone who just lets you look at a tablet all day.
An absent parent doesn't whip your ass. An absent parent doesn't keep up with what you're doing. An absent parent doesn't have a problem with you sitting behind a computer all day or sitting behind Grand Theft Auto all day.
I thought you were making the argument that parents are involved and they're allowing their kids to do whatever they want.
Well, there is some of that though too.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just also saying that a lot of what I see is just neglect. Not just involvement and helicopter parenting where it's like you can get away with whatever you want.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, Bubba, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, a couple things. Up here in Connecticut, we do have to register and fingerprint the whole 9 yards. That's something that they pass up here. But my question is, did I hear right that the kid went to the car and this gun was on the seat?
Yep.
Okay, so why aren't they arresting the parents?
She might be in trouble.
I'm sure she will be in trouble.
I'm sure she will be. That will be the second round, but that's not.
It says they're looking into it because she might get in trouble for not securing the gun properly.
I mean, who leaves a gun laying on their seat? Obviously, the car. She didn't even lock the car, so the gun was unsecure. And leaves an open gun on the seat. Oh,
only the best kind of parents.
Well, she's also claiming now that it was in a box. Just the box was not locked.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's
all right, bud.
side.
Well, listen. Appreciate you, Connecticut. Running a little bit late. Last call on me, then we got to go into words. We'll talk about Kevin McCarthy. He got thrown out. Sure I think it's funny. I really do. I think it's funny, and and I also want to talk about the Bubba Army and analyzing us for our politics. Hello.
Hey guys, wanted to comment on this gun story. I think you guys you're all saying it at the same time, and it's like multiple things being true at once. Yeah, you have the absent parents, but you also have a society that is creating that absenteeism, and the fact that you have parents that have to work 3-4 jobs just to pay the rent. Mm-hmm. You have, again, a complete transition from accountability and consequences to no accountability and no consequences. I'm a high school teacher as well. You see it here in the Florida schools. You see it everywhere. It's a complete 180 from what childhood used to be like.
I just saw an article where Marion County, Ocala, just scored the dumbest. They have the dumbest kids in all of Florida. I think literally maybe you could maybe even Google that, Lummy, so I can back it up with an article. But I think Marion County just scored the dumbest. Now, I mean, like 38% or something. I don't even know. But I got to think that as a teacher, because they're so unruly and don't have to do anything, that it's tough to even teach them. Like they don't even want to learn. I don't think.
It's really become just a ridiculously hard uphill climb. COVID only made it worse.
Yeah.
And the sad part is I've taught in multiple states. It's everywhere. It's not just in one location. But this idea that everything is centered around schools and their school grade, like what are they, an A school, are they a B school, that they are more worried about graduation rates than they are about actually helping kids learn. Like we as the teachers have like kind of a running joke, like, oh, we have like a 95% pass rate, but only 50% can read. So it's ridiculous. And that just keeps happening. That keeps pushing these kids through. And you see it in the behavioral end of this as well, that they have.
How long have you been teaching?
18 years.
All right, so you have seen let's take from your very first year as a teacher, 17 years ago, and how the kids just as an overall student body, take the good, take the very, very upper echelon, very, very polite, very, much interested in education, very much, a good kid, and then take the thuggiest thug and try to find somewhat of an average. What are kids? I mean, what's the difference from today from 18 years ago?
I wouldn't necessarily say the academic achievement. It's the grit. It's, do they have the determination to actually do it, or are they going to quit after they can't do it the first time?
Right.
That is, without question, the biggest difference.
Do you think that's because also of like what I call Amazon Prime culture, where everything is pretty much instant gratification? No one understands this concept of you have to work hard, and you're not going to see a lot of returns until maybe much later in your future.
The age of excess.
Absolutely. It's having the phone in their hand. I think this recent passing of the legislation in Florida, at least, that empowered teachers to take the phone out of their hand a little bit more, has the biggest upside potential of all this legislation that's come through recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that instant gratification. It's the I don't need the stress of doing this multiple times. I'll just have mommy do it for me later, or I'll daddy do it for me later.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's all they care about is it getting done? They don't care about who it's coming from. If the admin finds out, oh God, the stories I could tell you off the air. I mean, it's insane how much crap school districts just sweep under the rug because they're terrified of their district looking bad.
Yeah,
and it's all cover your ass teachings. Whereas teachers used to be passionate, and they would really try to get through to the kids, and they would really try to make an impact in that kid's life. Like I can sit
it's
here,
hard when none of them are listening.
but hold on,
reach these kids.
but I'm just saying, like, man, I could sit back and tell you, teachers that really impacted my life, that really cared that I learned, like Mr. Digatano and Mr. Turner. And Mr. Sims, like, if you didn't understand it, Mr. Sims would be like, come on, I'll tell you what, after school today, and they would even drive you home if you just couldn't get it. The teacher would take 30, 40 minutes after school and try to really get you to comprehend what you potentially weren't, and then call your parents and say, hey, do you want me to bring them home or can you come pick them up? That would be unheard of by today's education standards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You would be on the news as a potential pedophile, be like, why is this teacher offering to drive a kid home? Like, yeah.
Meanwhile, it's just ridiculous. And you know what? Teachers don't even want to deal with that nonsense. I call it just like Anna's dad. Anna's dad said, there'll be a fight in the hallway right outside my room. And I could go out there and get all up in the mix and try to break it up and try to get this person started this and who saw what. Or I can just shut my door quietly and not deal with it.
Not get involved.
And let it just work itself out. And I didn't see or hear nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to touch a kid. And the kid's
back
like,
in the
hey,
day, Lovey, when we were growing up, Ma, those teachers would come in and yoke your ass up and separate the two.
They had protection from the district. They don't really have that anymore.
Yeah.
I think, I think a major problem, and I notice this with myself, it's not just with kids, and I'll ask the people in this room, do you find yourself when you're like on your phone a lot that your attention span is shot?
100%. Any tweet over 120 characters is like, that's a novel. I'm not reading that.
Someone sends you a video, it's over 30 seconds. You're like, nope, I don't want to watch it. My attention span as a grown adult is shot. I can't even imagine what it's like for a kid who grew up with an iPad in their face.
Right, and you just
no attention span.
And you just got this attention span thing that you've just developed it in the last 10 years, Anna. Think if you've been raised that way.
Correct. Like, that is just detrimental to the human
and I'm with you.
brain.
I'm with you, too, man. I'm like, listen, I can't watch a 5-minute video.
Yeah, I used to read and stuff, Bubba.
Yeah.
I used to read books.
That trailer better be 1:50 at best, bitch. I ain't watching that. That's too much time.
And we're adults, so imagine for a child.
So listen, bud, hey, thank you for your input. By what means do you listen to the show?
I'm an 820 guy, but I when I can, I try to jump on Twitch and
make sure you subscribe to our YouTube.
Absolutely.
Wait, can I ask one more question to this guy?
Jesus, hurry. I'm running late.
How many of your kids do you know are on medication, like Adderall and stuff like that? Behavioral.
I would say a little over half.
Really?
Of my population. Yeah.
So you put iPhones in their hands, they can't concentrate, and then you pump them full of drugs. That's great.
Well, Anna, and to be honest with you now, in my current role, I'm currently teaching the higher end. So I'm not necessarily getting the ADHD. I'm getting the anxiety attacks now. But I used to teach the other end of the spectrum.
Like remedial or special ed?
Both.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of half the day remedial, half the day.
I gotta think that teaching the dumb ones might be easier.
No, they usually don't. Come from the best times.
It's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. It's just a different set of issues.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pick your poison.
Well, the good thing about it is dealing with the parents on the high end is probably easier than dealing with the degenerate parents because they roll in because degenerate kids come from degenerate parents, right?
But sometimes they're just out of your hair because they don't care.
Yeah.
That's assuming the parents actually roll in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of.
Have you ever had
those kids? You don't have the.
Have you ever had a situation where you needed to contact a parent so that you could talk about little Johnny, because little Johnny's disruptive or little Johnny's a problem or little Johnny, and the parents don't care and don't show up?
Yes, multiple times.
Like we don't care. We don't, kids. Little Johnny's your problem. From 7:30 to 3:30. Little Johnny's yours, buddy. That's our one time be away from this monster. Now you handle him.
Yes, absolutely. That's the norm in a lot of these schools. Yeah.
All right, my man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Also, one other thing to add to the mix that isn't helping is the diet as well. I think that has a big impact on behavior.
As you show my picture of me being the big Wally eating champion.
Well, just imagine just eating sugar all day long and then trying to like friggin' concentrate, and you got iPhone. It's just a mess.
Microplastics, yum.
It's a disaster. Sorry.
No problem.
Bubba.
The show's spontaneous. It's unscripted. That's its charm.
Bubba the Love Sponge. But it's a federal offense.
Bubba the Love Sponge returns after this.
The motherfucking crick is here with my feeding. Because the crick knows I'm fucking dying right now. Thanks, crick.
Thanks, Rick.
Oh, no, you're going back.
All right, I gotta pee. You gonna come with me?
I'm just gonna stay here.
I knew that's where she was.
Come on.
Talk to him, Knight Rider. Exactly. This dish could talk to you. What's up, Mitch? Mark? What's up, Bama Boy 352? And boom. Close.
Now did Robbie?
Yeah.
Did Travis KELCE promote the vax prior to Taylor, or is this the first time he's promoted it?
Well, he's in that commercial. He was in the Pfizer commercial before he met Taylor Swift.
All right. So he was a vaxxer before hooking up with her.
Yeah. Try to see when he signed. That's not true. What's up, Pedro?
Someone's gonna play Faraday.
The only bad thing about it is it makes you eat so fast.
What? Intermittent fasting or just working a radio?
No, working a radio. It can't be good for you to eat so fast.
Oh no, it's not the best. You inhale a lot of air. It's hard for your brain to catch up to your stomach. And it just doesn't, it's not a good habit for like mindful eating. With that said, it is what it is.
Guess what? Time for insults aplenty.
Bubba.
And they're all from the heart.
Collateral damage of the truth.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Wednesday, October 4th, the Bubba the Love Sponge show. Mommy, my sister's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Tara. Did you know she's listening?
My shirt, courtesy of Larry Plummer, although a little bit late. Last Friday night was Warsaw Homecoming, Warsaw, Indiana. I'm the most famous person from, I mean, you can even, Lummy, am I still the most famous person from Warsaw, Indiana?
I'll double check.
Hey, Alexa.
Actually, yes.
Who's the most famous person from Warsaw, Indiana?
From playback.fm. Bubba the Love Sponge is the most famous person from Warsaw, Indiana.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I just like to support my community. You know that.
Your community?
Yeah.
This is your community.
I mean, my hometown.
Okay.
I love supporting my hometown. I go up there once a year, do the football thing. I become friends through Larry Plummer of the head football coach, Bart Curtis, and his son, Michael Curtis. They really have turned the football program around. It's small town America. I love it. And Lummy, there's the homecoming this year was the infamous Battle of the W's. It's this big wooden W trophy, and it's Warsaw versus Wawasee.
Wawasee?
Wawa?
Wawasee.
Wow.
It's Warsaw versus Wawasee. Both start with W.
Oh, I get it now. Where are the W's?
It's for the W trophy.
I get it.
And this was the commemorative T-shirt for this year's event, which was Friday, which Warsaw barely won. I mean, Wawasee was always like, I think even during me and Larry's 3 years, because, I mean, when you were a freshman, you weren't allowed to be on the big team.
Oh, yeah, you were
no matter how good you were, there was no going. So your only chance to be on varsity is when you're a sophomore. So Like, I think even during our crappy years, we had one good year. Our junior year, we were 9-1, but we went 2-8 our sophomore year, 9-1 our junior year, and 4-6 our senior year. But I think we beat Wawasee all 3 years. Nice. Like they're the team on the schedule that Warsaw should always beat. And Warsaw almost got beat. And Warsaw's like 6-1 this year. I mean, they've only lost one time. Jeez. And should have killed Wawasee like 50-0, and Warsaw fumbled 8 times. Now, and still pulled off a win because their defense showed up. But, Lummy, how many times have you ever heard of a team that fumbled 8 times and won?
No, pretty much never.
That's because your defense kicked ass.
Yeah,
Way to go, Warsaw. Appreciate you.
You have really fond memories of like high school and stuff, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I really.
It's rare when you meet someone that like had a great experience.
I had a great
Most
time.
people try to the rest of their lives to forget that time of their life when things were so awkward and uncomfortable.
Think
for
about
me, for example.
But the only thing that I wish would have been different, me being in high school, is that I got laid more. Because I was
why?
Just because I wasn't, I wasn't like Larry had a really hot girlfriend for 2 of our 3. Maybe I think our junior and our senior year, he had a girl named Tanya, and she was hot as hell.
I mean, don't you think you made up for it?
I've certainly
subsequent years.
I've certainly made up for it.
So
yes.
I mean,
but I just wish I would have been a little bit cooler. I was in the cool crowd.
Yeah,
at Warsaw
I know you
High,
were in the cool crowd.
but I wasn't
sure.
But I wasn't in the ultra cool crowd. There was another clique above me, Anna, that was kind of where the rich, like the good-looking rich boys were in, like the Kralises, and me and Larry weren't in that clique. We were the upper middle class clique. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty strong, though. You weren't in the nerds, or
but I was.
You weren't getting bullied.
I was a 3-year letterman.
Yeah.
I mean, a 2-year letterman.
You were a jock.
I was a 2-year letterman in 2-year letterman in football, 2-year letterman in wrestling.
Yeah.
And then my senior year, which is a pretty big a big accomplishment, Lummy, by high school standards, is that I was the captain of our football team.
Yes, that is big.
And we had 4 captains: me, Bart Haniff, Chris Stein, and Larry Plummer. We were the 4 captains of the football team. So that was kind of a big honor. Boy, look at that picture! Did you see that the Christmas picture of the studio? How pretty it looked.
It was nice.
Yeah.
So. I was very popular because I was funny. I was funny and outgoing and got myself I did outrageous things in high school. That was I think some of the foundation, of me being
it's how you got attention.
Shocking in life.
Yeah.
Is it started with high school. I mean, my senior year, we went and got like 3,000 pound, or I don't know how many ton, like a big dump truck full of cow and pig poop, Lummy.
Oh.
Me, Larry, and Bart Haniff went out to Gina Stuckey's dad's farm, and Larry's going to say I didn't do any of the shovel. I only did the driving. Shut up, Larry. So we went and got a big dump truck full of manure, poop. And we backed it into the main entrance to the school, Lummy.
Oh.
Now, there's more entrances for fire purposes, but you know how, like, most schools have, like,
the main entrance.
Like where your mom and dad would drop you off?
Yep.
We backed up and school was delayed 2 hours because they had to bring, like, the fire department to come hose all the poop off.
Did you ever get caught?
But there was no cameras, and it was a big whodunit. Who do you think? Because the last week was called like senior prank day, and their idea of prank over the years was everybody would bring an alarm clock and send it for like 9:10, and all these alarm clocks would go off in the lockers.
Ooh.
And somebody one time like put a greased pig through the hallways.
Oh.
And somebody, all these people are trying to catch this grease pigged.
That's kind of funny.
Or you go to like Plymouth High School and you take Roundup, Lummy, and you'd go in the middle of the night on a Sunday, and you would, in the middle of their football field, you'd round up a big W.
Nice.
Over their pee. And be like, man, did you hear about somebody broke into Plymouth High last night and put a big W and something like that.
Yeah.
So we're like, man, we're going to take me, Bart Hannif, and Larry Plummer, we're going to take senior pranking to a whole nother level. We're going to take 3,000 or 5,000 pounds or however many tons of cow poop from Gina Stuckey's dad's farm and block the entrance. I mean, that's a pretty good rib.
That is really good. That was good.
That's how I rolled. Yeah, I just wish I would have had a girlfriend and been, gotten laid more. Other than that, man, I had a fantastic high school.
Yeah, it's rare you meet someone. Not saying you peaked in high school, because I'm not saying you did. But
peaked in high school,
no,
bitch.
I'm not saying you did. But I'm just saying it's rare when you meet someone who had just a great experience and looks back on those years ever so fondly.
I had a 2-year peak period where I don't know, I necessarily was the happiest, but I made the most money. And if I was making that type of money and had that type of life now, I'd certainly appreciate it more.
Would you?
And yeah, I would. I'd appreciate it more, and I would manage it better. And that was 2008 through 2010 when we were both on
Cox and Sirius.
Yeah, when I did mornings on Cox and syndicated on 12 stations, and afternoons on Sirius. Now, it almost killed me. It did. But and I wish that I would have participated more as a husband and more as a dad back then, because I was consumed with work. I would literally.
I know you're doing 2 shows a day.
I would literally leave the house at 5 a.m. and I would get back at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And those were your happiest years?
No, that was when I peaked probably financially.
But peaking is, subjective. Okay, you're making the most money, but were you the happiest?
Well, that's what he was saying.
Fulfilled?
He peaked financial, and that's why he wishes he had that now.
I understand, but it sounds like
but if
in
I
his
had,
mind, that's where he peaked.
No. If I had that platform with today's mindset, I think I could manage that better. I don't think I managed that 2 years very well. I could have maybe taken more time off for my family. I could have, taken. I just could have. I could have managed
have made that money unless you put in those hours. Right?
No. I could have. I could have done more.
You could have done more vacations.
I could have done more. I could have done more family things. I could have. I really could have. I could have been a better person. I could have been a better person, which would have made maybe those years last longer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe those years last.
Hold on a second. That sounds familiar.
So anyway, let me thank you to Larry Plummer for my shirt. I got it in the mail yesterday, and even though the game was on Friday, and Warsaw retained, I think this is the 8th year in a row, Lummy, that Warsaw now has retained the infamous W trophy.
That's awesome.
Back here in Washington, Kevin McCarthy is fighting to keep his job.
So I think this is actually old, because he got thrown out yesterday. This is what
sometimes they keep the video and they update the article.
Republicans threatened to remove him as Speaker of the House. The threat.
I think this is funny. I think it absolutely shows the mentality we have politically here in our country on both sides of the fence. There's so much infighting, and there is so much you're supposed to be unified and strong, and there's so much fragmentation, and everybody's infighting. And I mean, if you're this is on the Republican side.
I was going to say, I was like, this is starting.
Hold on, this is on the Republican side. Now the Republicans really need to be strong and have your act together. And I feel so sorry for the Democrats, because here's the conundrum you're in. Here's the conundrum you're in potentially as a Democrat. Now, I'm not trying to make this a a politically leaning conversation or show. I think we skew conservative, but I think that we're also fair.
We skew libertarian.
Yeah, and I think we're fair. And think about this conundrum that the Democrats are in. There's polls, and these are polls from reputable polling places. This isn't Fox News. This is, I guess, probably unbiased for the most part. But I've seen polls where Trump is beating Biden by 10 points.
Yeah.
But Trump doesn't beat, they throw some other people in there.
Yeah.
Now, as a Democratic Party, you're seeing the same data. and you're saying, listen, I know it's not procedural, and I know that we don't do this, and I know that you don't take the incumbent and tell him, sorry, you can't run again. And I don't even know of any time in our history where the incumbent was not the candidate if he wanted to be. And the Democrats need to really, really, really realize that this isn't the guy. And if you're going to win, you got to start finding the guy. And maybe Gavin Newsom is your guy. Maybe he is. But somebody needs to tell that to Joe Biden soon, and you need to start promoting Gavin Newsom, right? Like it's like this conversation that nobody wants to have, or are they just going to go with what they got?
It seems like they're just going to go with what they got.
Yeah.
And doesn't that, as a Democrat, deflate you? I mean, I know a lot of Democrats. I know of some Democrats that are like, listen, I'm a Democrat, but I don't like Biden at all. And I'm worried that we're going to get our ass kicked in the election just because, not because of Trump or anybody else is that much better, because we hate them. Mm-hmm. But my God, our candidate's a joke. Like, we're embarrassed. But as a party, do we have to stand behind a guy? Do we? And don't you think they have to be? Don't they have to be
as
making
a political play, of course?
Don't you? And if you're gonna make that change, you got to make it soon, right?
Yeah, you definitely do.
I mean, how awkward. I can't even imagine a situation where it's like the guy in charge is saying, I'm going to run again. And then like his entire party is like, nah, we got another guy. But then that guy still has like a year and a half more in office.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, how are you supposed to manage all of those?
And then the Republicans, man, they hate each other. They hate their candidate. The Republicans are the same way. They're like, man, we don't like Trump. So we hate this guy. He's crazy. He's insane.
Babyface is on a warm line.
Comes after McCarthy worked with Democrats to avoid a government shutdown. CBS's Scott McFarland reports.
And so if you go across bipartisan lines to prevent a government shutdown so that you can report back to your constituents that, you know, the government did get shut down, we had to make some concessions. So I reached across party lines with the Democrats and the government didn't get shut down. Isn't that a good thing, the government didn't get shut down? But I guess you went against your party.
But then when they out this guy, doesn't that halt stuff too?
I guess
they have to deal with the replacement.
There's no votes. You can't.
Maybe
vote.
Babyface has got some type of.
You can't vote. You can't do anything.
So I mean, that's kind of like a shutdown. I don't know.
Go ahead, Babyface.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
So you had mentioned the Biden issue. So here's the dilemma, and this is why I still don't think he'll ultimately be the candidate. But if you announce now that Newsom was running, Biden loses all power as a president for the next year.
Just like a lame duck sort of situation.
Yeah, because you lame duck a sitting president in the middle of his term for no reason. So they have time. Time's on their side, and they can sit and wait until the primaries ramp up in February, March, April, and then make the transition, announce that, Biden's got, health issues or whatever it may be, or he's dealing with something, or he's just decided not to run.
No. So how do you think it plays out? I mean, if you were to predict, is that what you just said? Is that kind of how you think it might play out?
That's what I hope, because I just can't,
I think I described you to a T in the fact that there are Democrats that are like, I'm a Democrat. Yep, I am. And this guy I don't like. He sucks. And we're screwed. I think there's a lot of Democrats like that right now.
Yeah, he's past his useful shelf life, and it's time to move on. I always saw him as a one-term president. I didn't see him as an 8-year president getting elected at 78 years old.
I thought the Democrats maybe had a better understanding with the guy saying, hey, okay, listen, Sleepy Joe, if you do win, it's just a one-time deal, okay, buddy? Because we got to start, year 2 of your presidency. We got to start, grooming up the next guy, okay, buddy? And you have to know that going in, okay, Joe? Okay, I just want to win. Okay.
Yeah, and he wasn't completely gone at the beginning of his term, but man, the president.
What do you think is he wasn't nearly as bad cognitive skills, and just he wasn't near like. And it seems like in the last 18 months has come a massive deterioration.
I mean, but we've seen elderly people decline faster than that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? When
I
it goes
live
down,
with
it goes right.
Yeah, I live with it. And when it goes. It's like an NFL quarterback, when it goes quickly. You don't get a ton of advance notice. When an older person starts to fade, it's like all the systems shut down together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's problematic. We can't possibly live in a country where these are our best two choices to lead us.
You think maybe the Democrats might bring in a special cook for the White House and they start slowly poisoning them? Maybe something like that.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't think
like
they're going to
KGB
commit
style.
murder to get rid of Biden.
That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
That's how the KGB does it. They
Yeah.
poison people.
Just get the dog to bite him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bit like 20 times.
Just get his own dog to maul him,
Set the
Brian.
records.
Get his
It's like
own
the
dog.
11th
Get his
secret
own
security.
dog to maul him, and then you know how like my mom's a little bit older, and when you get and as you know, Brian, you have elderly. Their skin gets very very thin and bruises very easily, and he's like, Prez, you're gonna bleed out next time Rover plays with you. We got to get a person here a little bit more rugged.
Yeah. The animals will cut them to shreds.
Do you think that like the skull? Do you think like the skull and bones of the Democratic Party, the Clintons, the Obama, the big power brokers in the Democratic Party? Do you think that they have conversations with? We've got to get this guy out of here. This guy has just got to go.
I mean, realistically, a lot of people say that he's just a puppet for him anyhow, and they don't care. They need a puppet in that White House.
I mean, Brian, is that true, or what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is I think you've got useful idiots, right? And different factions look at their candidate and they're like, well, what can we get him or force him or trick him into doing for us? And in Biden, you've got the ultimate one because he's probably not super actively involved in much decision making these days.
He's just an empty vessel.
And
maybe that's what they want. Maybe like, hey, maybe we want to run the scenes behind the deal.
Who's really running the country?
And we'll let this buffoon, this slobbering buffoon, be the face of our message. But I don't know. They might say the slobbering buffoon is misinterpreting what we're trying to do here, and he messes it up more than he gets it right.
Yeah. Well, it's just it gets to a point where if the polls are correct and he would not be viable, but somebody else would, as a party, how do you not run somebody else, right? I mean, you can't run. Why would you run somebody who's going to lose?
I mean, that's going to be interesting as we get closer, to, like you said, March, April. When the primaries are starting to go down, and you start and your polling data is coming back, -10, -9, -8, and that there's just not that big of margin of error. You got 2 or 3 margin of error, so you're solidly getting beat by 5 or 6. And as a party, those people the big power brokers in the party, you can't go into the election like that. You can't. You just can't.
No, it would be. It would be foolish of them to do, especially when they have a viable candidate. Gavin Newsom, I mean, you don't need to agree with his politics, but the guy is sharp as a tack. He is as presidential as anybody. I mean, if you were to ask AI to create a presidential politician, generate an image of it, it would look like Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how defeated as a party on 2 different fronts are the Democrats going to feel if they prop up Biden against Trump and he gets his ass kicked? I mean, as a party, man, that just sets you back so much that it's not even it'd be better to lose in a competitive fight. Let's say you throw Gavin Newsom up there, and I've seen polls where it's a dead heat or even a Newsom like a +3. I've seen those polls. So, I mean, if you got that, early on intel coming on that Gavin v. Trump is a dead heat or even maybe plus a few for Newsom, and that going in, and you don't put that as your candidate, man, you can catch a lot of heat for that, couldn't you?
Yeah, and the biggest fear for me is, like, what are you going to do? Are you just not going to have any presidential debates? I mean, you're just going to not debate? Because there's no way Biden, a year from now, is going to be able to take a stage and for 2 hours appear to be cognitively put together.
No way.
No, that's not a possibility.
And that comes from a guy that supports the party. And you're right. Like in a year from now,
there'll be more charges where Trump is tied up and like can't make it.
But here's the deal. Doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's Trump that he's debating or it's it doesn't matter. I don't think the guy could debate anybody at this point.
No.
No,
he barely
the
takes
candidates are
questions.
relevant. He couldn't debate my daughter for 2 hours.
You're right. Yeah. Your 7-year-old daughter would smoke him.
She's a sharp kid, but what's sadder for me is just like what a joke of a nation. Like I know we've been there for a while, but we've got 90-year-olds dying in office who refuse to relinquish their seat and have no clue where they are in Dianne Feinstein.
Well, didn't she technically vote on something that same day?
The first time ever removes their own Speaker of the House. We're just not a functioning, serious government anymore. We're a joke.
But we got LaFonza.
But what we are is a canceling government, and that is if you don't agree with us, we're going to cancel you. We're going to dirty you up. We're going to make you look bad and run you out of town. And then if you do work or try to first of all, there is no working with the other side. Let's just I think when they kind of
did yesterday.
Well, I mean,
there were 8 Republicans and all the Democrats.
Well, I'm just saying the one guy got thrown out because of it. Did he not?
Yes, he did.
I'm just saying when the leader of your party in the House of Representatives gets thrown out because he reached across party lines and and didn't side, but made some concessions with the opposing party so that the government doesn't get shut down. If that pisses your party off so much that you lose your job as a speaker, then that just shows you how much we hate each other.
Hold on. I got a question, and maybe Brian can answer it because I haven't looked too deeply into this. But all of the Democrats voted to get McCarthy out. But if he's reaching across party lines, why would all of them vote him out?
To be disruptive.
But another Republican is coming in, so it's not.
Yes, but it still makes the Republicans look stupid.
It makes the Republicans look unorganized and weak and stupid, right, Brian?
So that's a big part of it, but also, Anna, he had reached an agreement to avoid this government shutdown with the Democrats anyways. Like they had kind of gotten to a position with the last threat that, okay, we're going to do this, you're going to agree to do that, and we'll move on. And then McCarthy kind of reneged on it. And, whether or not the Democrats did anything wrong in the process, okay, but from the Democrats' perspective, or at least their talking points, is that he wasn't really working with them. Although the next guy might be even working with them less.
Who's the next guy?
Possibly Scalise.
Well, they don't know yet. They haven't announced anyone. Jim Jordan said he doesn't want to do it.
Jim Jones, I want him all day.
I know, I almost said that.
Jim Jones, get him in there. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid. All right, B.
He means Jim Jordan, but
Jim Jordan.
You gonna be in here tomorrow?
Jim Jordan.
Sure.
Well, tomorrow's Thursday. You were scheduled to be here, weren't you?
Yeah, I thought it was a given.
Yeah, perfect. Well, no, I was just confirming what's more responsible with just confirming. Yes, absolutely.
I love confirming.
I'll be there, Bubs, with bells on. And no jerky.
And no food. No food, okay?
No jerky.
I don't even want to get into the conversation I'd really like to get into with you, but it'll piss everybody off, and it'll be long-winded. But that is the Rays' complete meltdown, and they looked like the Kansas City Royals last night. And do you think they can put two together? They have to win back-to-back games to make it out of the wild card, or is Kevin Cash and the Rays just not capable of winning the big one?
So going back to 2021, they did not score in the ninth inning against Boston when they got eliminated. They've scored one run over their last 34 postseason innings. This offense has crumbled in the playoffs the last two seasons. If they don't come out and score first today, stop watching the game because they ain't going to win. They've got to get out to an early lead against Texas, jump on Evaldi. Evaldi's stuff has been garbage the last month. Garbage. He's out of gas. And they've got to jump on him early and and hope to force a game 3. If they force a game 3 and can score 5+ runs today, I like their chances because our pitching staff is better than the Rangers beyond the front two starters.
The problem with the Rays is once they're down 1-0, everybody in the lineup thinks that they're going to tie it up with one swing, which just causes strikeouts.
Yeah,
they had 29
strikeouts
last year. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So is it a day game or a night game?
It's 3 o'clock.
3:08. Major League Baseball buried Tampa.
Yep.
They had the lowest attended playoff game since the 1911 World Series.
Well, when you make it at 3:08, when you make it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the guy that wants to go still working, the guy that was on the fence about going, not going because it sucks for his time. Like the average person can't. If you're going to go to a 3:08 ball game, Brian, just where your office is alone, you have to leave your office. First, you have to bring a change of clothes because you can't go back home. Then you have to bring a change of clothes, and you have to leave your place no later than 1:30. So that means you're taking.
Get away with two. Well, that time of day you could probably get with only 20,000 people going down there. You can probably get away with 2 o'clock. But it's still it's so disruptive, especially when you didn't know the game time until Sunday or Monday.
It was Sunday.
I mean, it's
Sunday
not
they
like you
announced
had
it.
weeks to prepare for this. This is like 1 day's notice, and you're like, okay, got to cut out on work.
Yeah.
Take that hike to where the new
anyway,
stadium's
B,
gonna be.
we'll see you tomorrow. We'll probably be talking about, what do they win? I think they win today. I do. I think they win today. What do you think?
I hope so. I mean, I say it's 50-50. If they had won yesterday and looked good, I think they would have rolled them today and been done with it. Momentum's a big thing, and they're just going to start doubting themselves. That's why I think they have to score early in this game. First, second inning, get up by a run or two, and then maintain the lead that way. If they fall behind 2-3-0, forget about it.
In closing, is Franco done? Is he done?
I mean, well, who knows? Trevor Bauer might have just been vindicated. If you guys,
we covered that. We covered that yesterday. Yes.
Yeah. So who knows? But it's going to be a hard road back for him. I think he's definitely done this season, possibly next. We'll see.
All right, my man. Have a good day.
All right, guys.
Bye, Brian. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Thanks. Running late, Lemmy. Way late.
Yep.
We got the Nora O'Donnell, Kevin McCarthy.
She looks good. She looks real good.
She looks good there.
Snatched waist. Look at her go.
Merch Crick was picking out her Ronnie her wedding dress.
What's she gonna wear?
I don't know.
God.
I had
Sister girl over it.
I had to She had this one really beautiful black, like real formal kind of. Because it's kind of formal.
What are the Tatas doing?
And they're just, they're heaved out, and I'm like, you know what?
Lots of cleavage.
Yeah, I'm like, she's like, well, I can't find a dress that fits my waist that doesn't heave my boobs because my boobs
are just so
massive. And I'm like, I don't know if you can wear that. I mean, they were just pouring out. I mean, I can, and Lummy, that Howard's going to have a heyday with all of this.
Oh yeah, so will Ronnie.
And so, I'm trying to not be. I'm either going to do one of two things. Either she's going to be the life of the party, and everybody's going to be talking about, boy, Bubba's girl was pretty hot, and she has the biggest jugs you've ever seen for a small chick, or we could just blend in and not be a big deal.
No, let's go with the first one.
Yeah.
Where you're the talk of the town Monday morning after the wedding.
Probably. We're probably going to be something like that.
I want you to stay on this channel. More bullying and brutality after this. That's real nice.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
No, I mean, let sister girl over her dress.
Right here in Vegas, let them out. Let those eat. Detroit Snizook. Well, these girl has them too. Might as well let the Diacos hang out. Morning, Nick the Gun Guy. Camper Scott, kind of campy. They just signed the deal. That's true, Kenny Powers.
Alright.
They still got it. So stay there, that 25 ring.
So can they just like vote on the speaker whenever they want? Like, how does that work?
They have to be in session, but one guy tried to give him the whole week off, took the rest of the week off.
Well, I mean, like, can you have like 50 of these votes a year until?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, how does that work? Like Matt Gaetz was like, we should have a vote, and everyone's like, yes.
I think he has to say that, and then there's a petition. Like, I think that there's he has to have a certain amount of people that say that they
want to vote on the matter.
Yeah.
Well, they also have to come together and actually have a person that wants to do it.
Well, they did, and so then Matt Gaetz goes, we should have a vote.
And they'll go, okay, let's vote on having a vote. And they'll be like, all those in favor of having a vote, say aye. And I don't know what the percentage, I don't know if it's half or sometimes it's 60%.
Okay.
But
it's
they have to wait till they actually have someone in there that everyone will vote for.
What?
It's a shit show.
They don't just say like, hey, let's everyone vote, and then they just vote random people. They have to have someone they're going to prop up that they know everyone. When
I know, it's a fucking big shit show.
I know, but I mean, it's not like they immediately vote someone out and someone in. It's like the seat is now vacant.
Yeah, so I'm saying they have to get someone actually that's going to get the majority vote. They're not going to put up, Bubba. And,
why not?
30% of the vote. I mean, you could be this. You could be.
I'm fucking smart.
Well, I mean, obviously they have someone in the wings that they want more.
No, they don't. They haven't named it.
Well, you just said that they have to wait for a vote until they have someone to prop up.
We don't know, Anna. We're dumb. We're just.
Yeah, but they don't know who they want to do it though.
Okay, so
it's not about a vote. It's not like.
I don't understand.
So you can't just say like, Matt Gaetz can be like, okay, I want Jim Jordan, and 80% of them are like, well, we don't want Jim Jordan. I want this guy, and then like they have to have the majority. They have to find someone. Jim Jordan said he doesn't want to be.
Okay, forget about the replacement. I'm just talking about the vote on McCarthy to have him out. Like, because there's been no vote about who's the replacement, right? It's just like hearsay.
Yeah.
So, like, Matt Gaetz just goes, hey, we should vote on if we want McCarthy out.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, yeah! And then they vote, and now the motherfucker's out.
Yeah, they all met. They all knew that he had 8 Republicans. He knew all the Democrats would vote against McCarthy. He had 8, which would take the majority, and so he brought it to the House, like Bubba was saying, and then they took a vote.
I know, I'm just like wondering, like, can anybody just do that at any moment? Like, hey, I don't like the Speaker Pelosi, let's have a vote.
I think you can if you have the support.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get the support. You can't just say
you have to
go and
you have to go and filibuster. You have to go filibuster amongst your party. Kind of a whisper campaign.
Okay, so you're like asking around, you're like,
yeah,
you don't like McCarthy, no, all right, you don't like, all right, so let's fucking vote on the deal.
Right, but it has to be so blatant that people would even want to do that. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, man, fucking, let's just fucking chill out. That's gonna be a big shitstorm. So since he, so but you have to filibuster around your party.
Because if he brings it up, but he doesn't get a majority, they're not going to vote on it.
Then
he already knew that like there was a.
Yeah, he had his 8 people that he
knew. Okay, would vote.
Which is why McCarthy took so long to get in, because the 8 people, and then that was the whole 2-day thing where McCarthy was trying to tell him and negotiate with them, and then finally got him to turn their votes so that he would be in.
And why does Gaetz hate McCarthy so much? Said he's like a Democratic sympathizer. He's giving money to Ukraine, like a bunch of shit.
Yeah. He just said that he didn't do what he said he was supposed to do and didn't cut the budget or stay along the budget. And is spending way too much money and approving too much stuff.
That one guy was real mad. What's his name? Chip Roy?
Oh, the guy that slammed the
Yeah. Like, is Gates kind of a fringe?
There's nothing sexy or glamorous about this broadcast.
Just press play.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
You know the drill. I'm going to tell you about Super Beats, my friend. You know it. You've heard it many a times. I can go completely off script. And you know how much of a healthy heart lifestyle you'll be leading if you start participating and chewing and eating and consuming Super Beats. You can double your potential with Super Beat Heart Chews and get a free 30-day supply and 15% off your first order by going to getsuperbeats.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Use promo code Bubba. That's GET Super BEETS. Getsuperbeats.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants of Super Beat are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. And 30,000 reviews and counting. It's the #1 recommended beet brand by pharmacists in America. Again, go to GET, Get Super Beats, BEETS, GetSuperBeats.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Promo code Bubba. Great people. Thank you. Great client. We were talking earlier about, not to get too political, but and I get people that contact me or the show or comment section on our Facebook. By the way, Lummy, Facebook only 28 people away from 149,000. We're getting close to 150,000 on that.
That'd be awesome.
Please, there's 28 people right now that are not following the Bubba Army Facebook page. Please. 28. We're only 28 away.
Come on, guys.
Only 5,305 away, which is a little taller of an order, for our 100,000th subscriber for our YouTube channel, which is huge. Thank you. If you want to send your pictures, your Bubba Army pics, it's bubbaarmypics@gmail.com. And if you want to email the show, anything, whether you like us, you don't like us, Anna sucks, Anna's the best, she's got a nice donkey, you suck, Bubba, Lummy's the best, Rhett's a rat, all that and more, show at thebubbaarmy.com. Now, it's tough, and I get a cross section of comments. You guys are talking too political. You guys are a bunch of Trump suckers. You guys are a bunch of this and that. I used to like the show turned into, big Trump infomercial. Don't you? Isn't part of the dynamic of you liking the show kind of liking, our opinions? And if you don't like our opinions, you at least put up with it, knowing that we'll be forging or sledding ahead of some topic that you agree with us on. Or maybe you just hate us and you just want to be a dick and just hate everything we say. I got to probably think that there's a majority of our people that watch our show because they don't like us. They just want to have something to be mad at.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I hate Bubba. He sucks. He let his wife have sex with Hulk Hogan and he taped it.
No.
He's a scumbag. I'm not listening to him. Or you know what I am? I'm going to listen to him so I can hate him even more. Fat ass.
Complain. Uncle Eric, $50 on the Cash App.
Thank you, buddy.
T-shirt Will, 20 on the Cash
is
App.
only good for 45 days.
Who, what?
T-shirt Will.
T-shirt Will. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, huh? How about that?
Woo.
How about a constant telethon of a program? Oh, you guys can't pull it off. I can. So sorry.
Reports the last-minute deal is only good for 45 days.
48 hours after a shutdown that would have stripped the paychecks of millions of federal workers.
The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy risks being stripped of his job. Florida Republican Matt Gaetz, a notoriously fierce critic, is planning an attempt to oust the Speaker, slamming him for working with Democrats.
It is going to be difficult.
Well, hold on. Slamming him for working with Democrats. Is that like an instantaneously cancellation of your job because you worked with the opposing party?
No, but when your party tells you not to maybe go along with some of what the Democrats want and you go ahead and do it, kind of pisses them off.
You lose your job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's today's cancel society. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You're there to represent your constituents, you know?
Right.
So it's like if you're not giving or showing the interests of your own party who got you in the spot to begin with, it's a problem.
For my Republican friends to keep calling President Biden feeble while he continues to take Speaker McCarthy's lunch money in every negotiation.
Despite being pressed by CBS News, Democratic leaders haven't said if they'd join the effort to target McCarthy. If they did, only a handful of his Republican colleagues need to vote against McCarthy to put him in danger.
Now, does that mean that now, by the way, this is 2 days ago, so I can get rid of this. This is what happened yesterday. They stripped him. And so he still stays a representative. He just isn't the head of the Republican, congressional, the Republican.
Speaker of the House.
Yeah, he's not the head of the Republican Congress.
Yep.
He when you're the Speaker of the House, that means your party has the majority and they've elected you their Speaker.
Yeah, you're
right.
You're the head of the Republican Party at that
By the way,
point.
Lummy, I will tell you, man,
third in line to the throne too.
Yeah, third in line to the throne, and screw all that. Speaking of throne, how cool is our lighting on the stage?
Looks really good.
Looks really good on camera. Thank you, Macho. Thank you, Big. Thank you,
Big Red.
Rhett.
And Rhett.
Brad, the Rat, and Big Red.
The Narc.
Don't put the Narc on the Big Red.
I thought that's what we were calling him.
Not Narky. Just he likes to stir it uppy.
Okay.
Gossipy.
All right. Gossipy Big Red.
Like, because Will wouldn't even known that his wife's jugs were shown through a bra on my picture screen behind me. Will would have never known.
Nope.
But Big, little
gossipy
tattletailer. Tattletailer, little ginger. God bless his little general contracting soul, making the studio look so good. Big Red, when am I getting my TV hung in the corner? And
Never.
TVs. I love TVs.
Big Red, we only got 4 more TVs to go, bud.
We want to go now to Capitol Hill where Kevin McCarthy...
Yes, we do. We want to go down to Capitol Hill.
This guy's a caricature of a person.
Guy sounds like he's an auctioneer. We want to go on down to Capitol Hill and we have 25, 25, 50, 75, 75, 85, 85, and Capitol Hill. And Capitol Hill, and Capitol Hill, and 25, and Capitol Hill.
He reminds me of like a character from Family Guy or something.
We want to go now to Capitol Hill where McCarthy is speaking to reporters after being ousted.
I got thrown out. Hi, my name is Kevin McCarthy. I got thrown out.
Speaker of the House. Let's listen.
My journey to this office was something people wouldn't understand. I grew up in a town of Bakersfield, California, the son of a firefighter. The grandson of immigrants. Parents worked hard, the youngest in my family. Didn't have great wealth. When got out of high school, I didn't have great grades. Couldn't get a scholarship. Went to community college. Flipped cars to try to pay my way through it. Went to visit some buddies away in college for a weekend. Stopped at the grocery store to cash a check, and I won the lottery. Won the first in California. It was before Biden economics. It was only 5,000, but it went much further back then. Took my folks to dinner.
Oh, he won scratch off 5,000. Lummy.
Nice. He's a degenerate gambler. Paid off.
Put the majority of the rest of the money in.
I'm a degenerate gambler that paid off. Hello, you're on the air. 813-90 Bubba. By the way, the studio lines, I don't give them out very often. Those that know. Hello.
Good morning, Bubba.
Is this my little Laney? My little Rainey?
No, this is Stouts.
This is way to put the brakes on this whole situation.
Good morning.
So this, ladies and gentlemen, for those scoring at home, this is Penny.
Oh, we've been waiting for
Penny
a long time.
lives in, I think, Tucson, Arizona, or Phoenix,
Correct.
or okay, whatever. We'll just say Arizona because it's
Arizona.
And she's the sister of the lesbian trucking duo Scout and Big Gulp. She's Scout's sister. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And I think you're a widow, correct, Penny?
No, divorced.
Divorced. And
after 35 years.
Divorced after 35 years. And the last 10 years, it was pretty much a sexless marriage, was it not?
Correct.
And so you've not been very sexually active at all. In fact, you don't know really much about, some of the dark sides of pleasure.
No, you opened my eyes. That's
so,
for sure.
The first thing we did, and I don't even know how we connected, but I met Penny, not personally, but over the phone. And now, Penny, how did you even get turned on to the show? Did Scout tell you about the show, and then you just started listening? How did you even know about the show?
Okay, so what happened is I had 3 surgeries in 14 months, 2 were in 6 weeks. And Scott told me that Dr. Dan was going to be on your show because after the surgeries, I had a weak bladder, really bad. And then he had told me about that rejuvenation thing. And then I told you they had me going through pelvic physical therapy to tighten everything.
Oh, that's right.
And that, yeah.
And
so
you
that's
were incontinent, and we were trying to build your Kegels up and the whole 9 yards. So anyway,
yeah.
And talking about that particular medical condition, we had, because I always get sexual about everything, especially when I get a chick on the air.
I know.
So of course I instantaneously on to go to my go-to topic, and that is I got a chick on the phone that's talking about her trying to get her vaginal wall stronger. Of course, I got to go to, how often do you play with, that kind of deal.
Of course, Brian from Philly, 20
I know.
super
You
chat.
go to the dark side real easy.
Yeah, so we went to the dark side. We had poor Penny on the phone. She's just trying to get a medical diagnosis from Dr. Dan about a vaginal rejuve deal. We find out that she does not masturbate at all, and she hasn't had an orgasm. We don't even know that she's even, at the time that we spoke to her, 5, 6, 8, 9 months ago, we didn't even know that she'd ever really had an orgasm. And so we told her about this Hitachi magic wand deal that Anna didn't really know about it, but she's also, Little House on the Prairie sexually before us.
It's not just me. Anna's part of this club that I'm in.
Kind of not. She was kind of that club, but not. Anyway, that being said, we sent you one of these Hitachi wands, and you've been masturbating with it, and you're like, while when you were actively using it, you were calling into the show saying, "Oh my God, this thing blows my mind. I never knew that I could have a clitoral orgasm like that. My God, I mean, and it got to be where you were, doing it several times a day."
Yeah, several days a week.
Yeah. And now then I'm like, okay, well, since we've done an outside one on it, it literally looks like you have a bed sheet thrown over your neck right now.
Yeah, it's more like a scarf.
It's ridiculous. So we're like, since you've had an outside and you're beautiful and you got hot ass shoulders and great delts.
I can't tell if I'm hot or not.
God. You're not hot like that.
ways.
I can tell you right now. You look like an Afghan woman with a hijab on or whatever the hell it is. So anyway, Penny, I'm like, listen, the Hitachi wand is an outside gimmick. There's a thing called the kangaroo or the bunny rabbit that you insert, and then the 2 little bunny ears hit a part of your anatomy while it simulating a penis. So I've been told, and women have told me that type of orgasm is different than an outside clitoral orgasm. And I'm using medical terms here, not trying to titillate or anything like that. And you're like, oh, okay. So we send you one of these. I Amazon you one of these kangaroo rabbit deals, and then I never heard from you. And you were supposed to call me back, use it. Try it out, take it around the farm, and then it literally was a complete you just ghosted me.
No. I ended up, I got it, and it took almost a month before I finally got it. And then when I did, I didn't know I had to have this oil, water-based stuff. And then so I ordered it on Amazon. Yes.
Let's not call it stuff. Let's call it what it is. Lube. You needed some lube.
Water-based.
Because old girl down there, it doesn't quite, get as moist as she used to.
And so by the time I got that was the end of June.
Right.
And so some stuff has happened in that I was dealing with some health issues.
Right.
So my whole life, everything was put on hold. Hiatus. Nothing.
All right. Well,
Scout would call me once in a while, and she goes, "Have you done your homework yet?" And I'm like, no, I haven't done my concussion homework. She goes, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your other homework, your pleasure homework.
Yeah, your kangaroo,
like,
your rabbit kicker. Now,
yeah, my kangaroo, my rabbit, my jackrabbit.
So that's great. That's all then. Talking about present day, where do we stand on you having administered it to your lovely vagina?
Okay, so today at 4:20 this morning, I turned 62 years old. So that was my birthday present to myself.
Oh, so are you trying to tell me?
I finally did it this morning. Like last time you said, well, do it in the morning when you sent me the first one, the wand. And you go, and then call me that morning and give me an update.
Oh.
Well, I ended up calling you the day after. So now I'm like, okay, I better call them this morning because I used it this morning on my birthday.
Well, hold on now. Today's also my sister's birthday, so we have a lot to celebrate.
Oh, is it?
So, yes.
Oh, happy birthday.
So, Penny, this is a very joyous day, October 4th. Yes, it is. And the fact that it's your birthday and you're like, I'm going to get up extra early, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Touch myself.
Because you're in Arizona, so again, you're 3 hours behind us. And so
right now.
You're like,
I'm sorry, 5:20.
I don't, I don't have necessarily, a man in my life that can give me the real one. So I might as well celebrate my birthday. I've been procrastinating the bunny rabbit for a long time. The lube came in. Let me start my birthday day off with having tried this instrument for the very first time, and then subsequently call Bubba, the guy who got it, gave it for me, and give him a little bit of a book report. This is beautiful.
A book report. You're so funny.
So tell me. I'll say, I'm assuming you already have it unwrapped, like it's already there, and I'm assuming you've already got the batteries put in it, and you've turned it on a few times, and because I'm sure it has batteries, right? It goes right.
Yes.
Right. It's got those little beads in there that go around and around and around, and then it's got those little bunny ears that flick, that flick it. So, tell us how it went.
It was total. So what I did was I woke up probably about 4 o'clock this morning, and it's like 59 degrees out here. So I went and sat in the spa for a while, about 15, 20 minutes just to relax and chill.
Nice.
And then I did the bunny hop.
Now, where did you do? Did you dry back off and go to bed and do this, or did you just do it right there in the? I don't know them to be waterproof, so I don't know that you could do.
No, I didn't do it in the spa because there's a 2-story house next to me.
Right.
And their bedrooms are right there, so yeah.
That would have been one hell of a show. The neighbor gets up to go to pee at night, and he sees you out there bunny rabbing. Well, I mean, I'd be like, man, I didn't know Penny. I didn't know our neighbor was such a freak, but my Lord, woo. All right, so you go.
Very quiet. My dad said you always have to watch out for guys that are quiet.
Now,
They're
is he
the ones that are going to give you the most trouble?
Is he single, widowed, married?
No, my dad passed away.
No, the guy next door.
Oh, the guy next door. Oh, he's married. He works at a hospital. He's in charge of the radiology department.
Well, so he's loaded, probably.
And, yeah, and he's got a wife and 2 little ones. He's young. He's only like in his mid-30s.
How's his wife look? Hot as hell?
She's actually a very pretty lady. She's tall, but very, very pretty.
Yeah, how's the jugs?
And
nice.
She got her. I don't know. I didn't check her out. I just know she's a very pretty lady.
Okay.
And she's very tall, just like him.
All right. So you get out of you go into the hot tub, 10, 15 minutes, 59 degrees. You go and dry off and stuff. And there's the bunny. It's your birthday, and you got this. You know that you owe this for me. So where did you do it? Where did you do?
I went to my bed. Actually, I didn't totally dry off. I just laid some beach towels on top of my bed.
Okay, that's even a little bit more. It's even a little more sultry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm assuming you laid on.
I did that, and I listened to some Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie.
Hold on. We're just not gonna say I did that. Like, we're not just gonna slough it off like that. We have to get way more in depth than that. I mean, please.
Oh, Bob.
I
didn't do it in the shower.
Okay,
I didn't do it in the shower.
It does have a suction cup where you
mentioned that last time, right? You mentioned you might want to try it in the shower. So I haven't done it in the shower.
Okay,
yet.
I don't think you've worked yourself up to the shower yet. Okay,
probably not.
So did you?
That'll probably be this weekend.
Did you lay on your back and you put it where it needed to be?
Yes,
And
I put it where it belonged.
And how long did it take for you to have a party?
Gosh, I should know better. I should time myself. Say, Alexa, start the timer, and then end it.
I know, but just off the top of your head.
There she's talking to me. A couple of minutes.
So this was such an unbelievable, joyful feeling that it didn't take very long for you to quickly party.
No.
And did you really? And is that is that a party that you haven't had in a long, long time, or have you never even partied like that before?
Not like that before. No.
So this is brand.
My ex was wham bam. Thank you, ma'am.
So just like I am your life coach, and I've been right on both aspects. I was right on the Hitachi. You loved that, and I think I've been right. I think I might be right on this bunny deal.
Yes, the bunny hop. Yes.
And to the point where you've bunny hopped, you've bunnied yourself one time, and that was now. Would you describe it as mind blowing?
It was totally different than the wand.
Was it more intense than the wand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you
lot more intense.
And you liked it better.
Yes.
Now, are you going to completely ditch the wand, or are you going to just go back and forth?
No. I'll go back and forth.
I think the wand
depends on what kind of mood I'm in. No.
Right. and I think the wand is a little quicker. It gets you there a little quicker, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I would say that the bunny is a feeling of fulfillment that you haven't had before.
Not like that, no.
Right.
No.
It sounds like
that was like a double whammy.
Yeah. Now, how how many more times do you think you might do that today? Because how just unbelievable that one it felt. I mean, when you get it. I mean, Lummy, when you have a really good orgasm. I mean, you really want to. Yeah. Tonight, I thought maybe this afternoon
for lunch.
Yeah.
Oh no, my girlfriends are all picking me up. We're going to eat. We're going to see the Tina Turner play show at Centennial Hall.
All right, so you got a whole night of birthday festivities.
It's going to be a full day with my girlfriends and that.
Do you think you might bring this up to you? Because you know how you girls talk. You girls talk about stuff. Girl talk.
Yes, my sister from another mother. She asked me. Because after I had talked to Scott the other day, she goes, "Have you used your new toy yet?" And I'm like, "No, I have not done that homework yet. No. Have not had time. It's been too crazy." So I mentioned it to my girlfriend actually last night when we were at dinner, and she goes, "Okay." She goes, "So is today the day?" She tells me. I said, in the morning. It's my birthday present to myself.
Now, do any of your girlfriends already have these sort of things, or have they said, "Oh my God, I have one and I use it all the time," or are they trying to act like they're all innocent and stuff?
One of my girlfriends definitely does have some toys.
Mm-hmm.
She got them when she went through her divorce before she got married the second time. But since she's been married, they're in hiatus. They're put away.
Right. And
she goes, yeah.
Yeah, so she's getting so much real live D that she doesn't need the fake D.
Right.
Now, how about your other girlfriend? She doesn't even want to talk about it? Is she like prudish?
Oh, no, I could never talk about something like
Why not? See, you should be able to talk about this. You should be able to talk about this about anybody.
Bubba, I had a hard enough time talking to my own sister about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
do you scream? Just because, I mean, at the end of the day, I hate to be, too full of myself here, but I got to give all the credit, like that. Well, I mean, how some people say glory to God.
Of course, glory to God.
I mean, I think that she should be screaming my name out as she's orgasming, saying, "Oh my God, thank you, Bubba, thank you, Bubba." Because otherwise you would not be embarking upon these orgasmic journeys. You wouldn't.
No, I attempted to go into a store incognito, and I got so embarrassed. I turned around and I left.
What, to buy lube?
No, after I first got divorced.
Oh, you're saying when you were maybe going to
mailed me that D. Well, they didn't mail it to me. It was my neighbors, and I returned it to the post office. I ended up going into the store
to buy a D.
I walked as far as the pad, just to kind of look at things, check it out, because, you know.
You were embarrassed to go into you were embarrassed to go into the adult super center section and get yourself a fake D.
Baseball cap. Yeah, I had on a baseball cap and sunglasses, and this little thing kept going off saying, "Welcome to our store." And I started to walk in, and then I turned around and I walked back out. She goes, "Oh, you're back. Can I help you?" I'm like, "No, that's okay." And then I had a rental car, couldn't find the keys, and I'm like, "Lord have mercy, somebody drives by."
Well, I thought you were trying to rob the place.
But here's the deal, and there are far more things. You know, maybe I can send you some nipple clamps. You know, and we start. We just take. I mean, Lummy. Well, I mean, we sent her the Hitachi, and we sent her the kangaroo. Anna, help me out here. I mean, we need to keep making baby steps, don't we?
Yeah. Put those on while you're using one of the toys.
I'm good. I have two toys. I'm good.
You say you're good, but I mean, how about like a ball gag and like some nipple clamps?
Yeah.
You know,
some butt plugs.
No.
How about a butt plug?
Come on.
If I send you a butt plug, if I send you a butt plug, will you use it?
No, Bubba.
See, what you do is you.
Toys are good, really.
Yeah,
Bubba,
but see
that's okay.
The butt plugs are. I'm telling you, you might need a butt plug, Penny.
They're super fun.
Alexa, cancel.
Alexa's trying to buy her a butt plug.
Yeah, Alexa was about to order one.
To make sure I called you and woke up.
Okay, so listen. Do you think that you maybe might do this tomorrow? And if you do, will you call me again tomorrow?
I'll probably, when I get home tonight, I'm going to get home probably about 11 o'clock. So I'm probably just going to go sit in the spa and chill and relax.
You'll probably be a little.
Do it before I go to bed.
You'll probably be a little drunk or high, and right.
Oh yeah, I do. I had insomnia so bad. The doctor tried me like on 3 things. Nothing was working. I mean, nothing. So they said, go ahead and get some edibles. So I did.
And they work.
And some gummies. Yeah, 12.5 milligrams kicks my rear end. And I sleep like a baby.
Get one of those gummies.
I'm a lightweight.
I know, get one of those gummies and take it. Takes about 20, 30 minutes to kick in. And then go get maybe 5 minutes worth of hot tubbing, then lay back with the kangaroo and just go crazy on yourself.
And if that doesn't work, Ambien works.
And then call me
just as
and just
well.
let me know. Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that you could do back-to-backers? Like you could, like, are you good for multiple orgasms, you think? Or are you a one and done?
When you sent me the wand, the first time I did it once, and then it was about maybe 15, 20 minutes later, I went back and did it again.
Right.
So there has been some days to where it was like back to back.
That's sexy.
Yeah,
That's
or
hot.
a couple times, or like maybe at least twice a day.
That's great. See, Penny, Penny, you had no chance of getting real live D ever until you go through this process. You must become sexual before you can go out and get some real live D. You got to know how that plumbing works and everything, and this is going to get you back into the real live D game, probably.
Yeah, Brian from Philly wants it.
Yeah,
he still wants it.
I would much rather have a man in my life.
Yeah, well, you can't get real live D if you don't know how fake D even feels. So you got to get a bunch of fake D to even know that you're.
Is this the generic? So is this like the generic until I get the real thing?
Yeah, the real. I mean, if you get the right guy, the real thing blows that out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even ask Anna, who didn't have the real thing for a long, long time, but then she got the real thing and she got some good real thing. And Anna, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the real
5 stars on Yelp.
Yeah.
Would recommend to a friend.
And it's like just, a guy that's like, it's not, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and rolls over and goes.
All right.
No.
Bam, thank you, ma'am.
No, you're going to get a guy, and he's going to do oral, and he's going to make out with you, and he's going to,
This isn't the relationship love line. This is how to get you off, Penny.
Easy. We're just fixing the plumbing before we build the rest of the house, okay?
Baby steps. One brick at a time, right?
Call me tomorrow. It might even be more intense, okay? We look forward to our Penny. Just achieved her
Penny P update.
The Penny P update, okay?
Yes. And tell your sister I said happy birthday.
I will. Thank you.
And happy birthday to you.
And
God bless.
Happy birthday to you too, Penny. And I'm glad to know your plumbing works well and you can have orgasm after orgasm if properly simulated.
On my birthday.
Bye, Penny.
Bye.
Lummy, we are late.
For those scoring at home, we've been heat-free for 17 minutes.
I can't hear, so I don't understand this time.
Bubba the Love Sponge returns after this.
And then the guy on line 2 is the guy that wants to rail Penny.
What?
Brian from Philly's on line 2. Probably is Lieber.
I don't think Penny can handle Brian from Philly.
Probably not. Brian from Philly would wear her out.
Yeah, I mean, Brian from Philly can probably bring it. We'll talk to him next.
Organic gene.
I mean, what level are you on Monopoly?
I was thinking about that last night. I haven't played in about a week. I'm only at like.
Oh, did all your shit get torn down?
Yeah, pissed me off. So I didn't play it. So I'm at 129. It pissed me off because I didn't play for a while. They just tear down all your shit.
You take all your money.
Yep.
Fuckers. I think I'm at 175.
Woo. That's how they get you though. You don't play for a couple of days, they fucking just attack the shit out of you. Fucking bastards. Is that right, Rudy? What are you, Dark Bash Steve?
Quit looking at me.
Ron Con misses you dearly. He's the best, man. He's so fucking cool.
He called me yesterday and I was in the middle of something.
He's awesome, man.
I gotta call him tomorrow.
Yeah. So I've been meeting with him a couple times a week.
He taught you a bunch?
Yeah, I only request like 1 or 2 things because otherwise when I learn too much, it just all falls out of my brain. But we're just kind of tightening up stuff that I already know. Motherfucker is so awesome. I was a little embarrassed because like he watched the class that I took after my private with him, and then he just sees me like failing. You know what I mean? Like on the wild, trying to do what he taught me and doing it all wrong. I'm just like, oh no! I was like right in front of him. It's bad.
I mean, who's the race partner in the new stadium?
What, you mean the big one from the city that gave him $900 million?
I don't know.
The fucking city? It's pretty much almost all funded. I mean, people are bitching 19,000 go to the playoff game at 3. Imagine when they put the new stadium there. It's going to be about the same. Fucking pathetic.
McCarthy only became Speaker of the House after the midterms, right? Like, because the Republicans got control of the House. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And that was like a 4-day process.
Right, I remember. That's why Pelosi got out. And this motherfucker got in. I want to hear the rest of his story about after how he won the lotto. What's up, Gisette? Hey. I wish you would come to Barb and, like, you know, blast Brian from Philly or something. That'd be super cool.
Brian from Philly can fly to her. Take her to Pound Town.
Yum! Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Revolution. Boom. Your ears are in for some severe blunt force trauma. Bubba the Love Sponge. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I was going to continue on with the Kevin McCarthy stuff, but I just think he's up there whining. They threw me out. Wang. I'm going to talk to Brian from Philly, who's supposedly trying. Brian from Philly, who will be at BARP. I don't know if Penny is going to be at BARP or not, but Brian from Philly, you're a pretty, in shape, 40-some-year-old dude. I think you might be too much. I think that you might be too much for Penny. I don't know if Penny can handle you, buddy. You might break her.
Well, I think you got to get her that butt plug, and she gets that going with the other toys. But I'll make her my +1 for BARP, and I'll ride her all night long like a dinosaur.
Brian.
This is getting aggressive.
Stop. You're not riding her all night long like Elkhart Rob's bucking Bronco, okay? You're not.
I left no stone unturned.
Yeah. I don't know that a butt plug necessarily is what Penny needs, and I don't know if she needs the 15-inch, Concha Hawken cheesesteak either. Pulled that one out of my ass. You never thought I could pull, because people don't even know about Concha Hawken's cheesesteaks. Or the Schuylkill Hill. How about that? How about me pulling that one out of my ass? The Concha Hawken with a Schuylkill Hill chaser? Huh?
Down by Passyunk Avenue.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm open for Penny, man. Whatever she wants from me, I'm in.
Well, we know that. And you're also obsessed with Heather Wiz. You're trying to get her.
Heather Wiz, different level, man. I don't know, man. She's
Stanley the Sniper, $100.
It's a different.
Sorry, Brian.
Brian, sorry you got sniped by Stanley the Sniper.
It's funny because he sniped.
Yeah, I mean, Heather Wiz is probably that's Hall of Fame level.
It's a different level of decorum.
Right. Penny's just getting in the game. Heather is a Hall of Famer at the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could handle Heather Wiz. She's been known to go to Dollhouse all 3 nights with no panties on, Lummy.
That's right.
I mean, the things that she's gotten herself involved in during BARP parties are legendary. People are urban myths, are they not?
No, they are.
Yes.
The next semester, I took a break from school.
Okay, Kevin. We need to know your life story. The Republicans threw you out, buddy.
You're done. You're done.
Bitch. Now, if you have your phones, your smartphone set where you don't get emergency updates. Like, I don't have mine. I think I turned off all my, Amber Alert and Silver Alerts.
After the last time they fired it too early?
Well, I just turned it off. Now, do people that have that off, does this thing that's supposed to come down today at 2:20, does it override off?
Maybe it says why everyone's phone. I thought they canceled it.
Why everybody's phone will alarm at 2:20 on Wednesday. It's if you hear of a screeching alert go off on your phone and everybody else's cell phone this Wednesday at 2:20 Eastern, don't panic. The federal government is conducting what they said Wednesday afternoon, a nationwide test of its emergency alert system and wireless emergency alerts.
Yeah, so it'll go out on radio and TV as well.
But what I'm saying is, though, like on your iPhone, under settings.
I totally get what you mean, because I turned mine off the last time they sent that Amber Alert out at 4 a.m.
Where would you go to? Settings?
Yeah, it's like settings, accessibility.
Hold on. Accessibility.
With the new iPhones, you could probably just search it up on top. There's a search bar in the settings page. You can just type in, I think, emergency alerts and see if you got it checked on or off.
Let me see. Emergency WM. That's not it. Right? Emergency. It says, okay, emergency notifications.
Yeah.
Let me see. Mine are off.
Yeah.
Announce notifications. What's that mean? I don't know. So anyway, does this alert that they're sending down, like even if you have those notifications turned off, I think the way I read this, that you're still going to get it.
I think it circumvents that.
Because
it's just another way the government can absolutely control us.
You can't turn off national alerts. You can only turn off local and state alerts.
All right. So
unless you have your phone in airplane mode or it's not connected to a cell site.
All right, but if it's Wi-Fi or cell site and it's turned on and you're not on an airplane, chances are you at 2:20 today you're gonna. It's gonna be interesting to see what kind of hooping and hollering your phone does, and what's it say?
Make a noise you'd never heard before.
Then there's it's
just a fart noise.
This is an emergency alert system check. This is so that we can literally get a message to every American that has.
Yep. The Russians are coming. They got nukes. Take, hide, and cover.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? What would you do if they said, we're being attacked? We're being attacked.
Why would they give us a 2-day heads up?
2 days.
No, I'm saying when we finally do when they have to use this notification system for real, I wonder what it's going to be.
Well, you remember a couple of years ago, they messed up and they sent one out to all the people in Hawaii that said that there were ballistic missiles headed their way and to seek shelter immediately. And thousands upon thousands of people thought that they were just going to die.
And then they forgot to send it out in the fires.
And then, that part too. Yeah, something with Hawaii getting those messages.
Hawaii sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Hello.
It's freaking awesome.
Well, Oprah, sorry, sound like RFK there. It's Carlos. Oprah needed some more land in Maui, and so that's why they use the direct energy weapons. But I think Dark Matt Steve probably knows more about today's tone, in that there's an idea that possibly it could be activating the graphene in your arm from the,
So they're saying there's conspiracy theorists that are saying, hold on, shut up. So they're saying that there's people that are conspiracy people that are saying that this notification is going to unlock something in your arm that's going to what?
Turn them all into zombies.
They don't know. Who knows?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
I think it warrants enough for us to take our phone, put it in the, phone's in the freezer for an hour, and just be unavailable.
I sent you the article, Bubba, from AP News.
Everybody's arm's going to start beeping.
Well, we're only worried about Para's arm, so in the building. So just take a minute, go chill, go back in that food closet and sit in your chair and breathe.
No, I want to get this alarm, and I want to know what it sounds like, and I wish if I had another phone I'd tape it, what it is. I'm interested to know what is this what it's going to be? Let me presidential alert. This is a test of the national wireless emergency system. No action is needed.
Yeah, something like that. They said.
Yeah, something like that.
Seems a little too lockstep for me. Maybe we'll get a DMS call, maybe a Terry call that has the real Alex Jones theory.
All right, buddy.
But hey,
good talking to you. Emergency broadcast system test for October 4th will send a signal to cell phones nationwide in order to activate the nanoparticles such as graphene oxide. Well, is this the one that's?
Yeah,
this is the conspiracy theory.
Yeah. And if you go down a little bit more, they talk about how they would activate.
They're activating what? Like some chemical that that people that are vaxxed got.
And, and what will it make those people do?
No one knows.
Does it give me a bigger penis?
Nanoparticles in the vaccines.
Okay.
So it activates the nanoparticles in the vaccine.
Yes.
I mean, that's just how they're going to steal the election.
Am I going to weigh 185 tomorrow?
Yeah,
Just when you thought you knew the real deal, they pulled a fast one and duped your dumb ass. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will return after these words.
All the nanoparticles that get activated.
I mean, nothing's off limits. Sure, we could look at this, but it just seems like everything is a conspiracy. Every fucking thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a good conspiracy, but like, what the fuck? Do you regret getting the bear?
Yeah.
Do you blame your mom?
Yeah.
Do you ever bring it up and you're like, I hate you?
No.
Oh. But she's like, Fleet, I've seen you blast 409 in your mouth. Why can't you get, the bear?
Yeah, all that.
Yeah. Of course I like vanilla yogurt and vanilla ice cream. I prefer it as a base.
Is your name Ruby?
Yeah, Natalie. That's because the LED lights inside are pretty blown out. It's faulting the streetlights separately. Or manufacturer defect in some of the LED lights. Skip over facts.
We got a lot to do. Let's go.
To all the FTEs out there, he salutes you. He salutes you.
Loving it.
And hopes you don't get herpes from a lot lizard.
Something's wrong with me.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Bubba.
Alex Stein, what? 9:15.
Yes.
Yeah, so we got 9:15.
Yep, 9:15.
And I think I got back on. I think I'm back on time now. I mean, we're supposed to break at 9 in 4 minutes, but I can go like 9:10.
Yeah.
And then run Alex out. Have you followed us on Facebook, my friend? It's at the Bubba Army. We're approaching 149,000. We were 28 away a few minutes ago. So go there if you could. And our YouTube channel as well. Everything pretty much is at the Bubba Army. Is this a topic that I should probably wait for Alex? And that is our RFK Jr. The guy talks like that.
That's so bad. I feel so bad for the
Here's
guy.
the thing about it, man. I think he's got some good messages, and I really I want to like the guy. I do. He seems like the moderate. He seems like the guy kind of in the middle. I mean, if you listen to him, he's kind of the libertarian option without calling it a libertarian. And supposedly an insider of his says that he's going to run as an independent.
Yeah, on the 9th he's supposed to announce it.
And that's going to screw Trump and help Biden because he probably skews a little more Trumpish than he does Biden. I think people that are going to vote for Biden are going to vote for Biden. I think the people won't vote for Trump. If there was an option, there's probably a certain portion of people that are voting for Trump because they have no other option. Whereas the RFK Jr. guy might be their cup of soup.
I think it's helpful to kind of look at establishment versus anti-establishment, right? So in the Biden camp, most people who are voting for Biden would be establishment type people, where RFK and Trump are not establishment type people. And so that's why it's going to pull from the Trump factor more than the Biden factor.
Well, some people do disagree because Kennedy is very, on the environment and all that, and which a lot of Trumpers are. People have said he said about taking the guns away, don't drill for oil, things like that, which definitely goes away from the Trump vote.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But RFK is supposed to make the announcement, what, Wednesday or next Wednesday, you said?
The 9th.
The 9th.
Yep.
On his intentions or that he is running?
That he is running as an independent.
Kind of like the Ross Perot effect.
Yeah.
They say that Ross Perot hurt Bush more than it hurt Clinton.
Usually does.
Isn't that been the big whodunit?
Yeah, which is, it's kind of interesting to think because historically Democrats and liberals, funny, liberals being, deriving from the word liberty, you would think that they would be more free thinkers, but it really has switched in the last 20 or 30 years, where the Republicans now seem to be more of the critical, rational thinkers, and the liberals and the Democrats are more of the sheeple, as some may say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like parties have kind of flip-flopped a little bit.
They really have in that regard, is that it used to be the opposite. You think about the 60s and the liberals and the hippies and all that sort of stuff. I mean, they were anti-establishment. They went against the establishment and how things were done. And now it just seems to be the exact opposite.
The Democrats want the establishment to take care of them. Step in, take care of me. Right. and
where the Republicans, I don't want to say Republicans, but people who hang to the right, let's say, want more freedoms. Obviously, that's more of their concern versus the government keeping them safe, which seems to be the priority of the people on the left.
Today is National Taco Day.
Sure is.
Can you actually get free tacos?
Probably if you have the app on certain places.
It might be hard to imagine needing another reason to eat tacos, but on Wednesday, October 4th, restaurants across.
Wednesday?
I don't know. It should be on a Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Restaurants across. Well, they probably figure we're naturally busy on Tuesdays because it's Taco Tuesday, so let's do it on an off day, right?
Yep.
There you go.
I love reviews.
October 4th, restaurants across the nation will be rolling out deals for National Taco Day. The chagrin of some, October 4th, it's not a Tuesday, which is traditionally paired with tacos, according to the National Day calendar. October 3rd, however, is National what's that? Techies Days and National Boyfriend Day. National Fruit at Work Day and World Temperance Day.
National Food at Work Day?
Is there a date? Is there a day for everything?
Yeah.
Every day is National Something Day.
Mm-hmm. According to Fox, that we watched on 13, said it's National Walk to School Day, too.
Yeah, right.
National Get Abducted by Your Neighbor Day.
Yeah, what about this? What if some dad said, okay, I make my kids walk to school. The kids get kidnapped. You're like, you know what, Fox 13, I'm blaming you because you're the one that reminded me it was Walk to School Day. And I don't got my kids no more because you told me. Yep. Otherwise, I would have taken
all the holidays.
Chewy's at Del Taco Bell, October 3rd and Wednesday, National Taco Day. You can sign up for the chain's popular taco subscription plan, which Taco Bell is bringing back this month. What's that?
I think it's $10 for 30 days. You get a taco for free.
For $10, you can get 30 consecutive days of tacos.
We got lots of holidays today. I sent you a list of all of them.
Of what?
All the holidays today. There's so many.
Today?
It's National Vodka Day, Lummy.
National Cinnamon Roll Day. National Taco Day. National Vodka Day. National Coffee with a Cop Day. National Feast of St. Francis of something Day.
Assisi.
Improve Your Office Day. International Walk to School Day. Kindness to Animal Day. Should that be every day?
Yep.
Whatever the hell this next one is.
Lesotho.
What's that?
Lesotho. It's a landlocked country like in South Africa.
Perfect.
Okay, sorry.
National Golf Lovers Day. National Kale Day. Well, people are actually going to go eat kale that wouldn't normally. National Pumpkin Seed Day. National... Hold on. What? National Truckers Appreciation Day.
FTE.
Greg and Amy, Scout and Big Gulp. Buzzard Bob.
Cable Dog.
Boo-boo.
Cable Dog.
Mark the Frog.
Mark the Frag.
Rudy.
Rudy. National Walk and Bike to School Day. Some other stupid day from some country near Honduras. World Animal Day and World Habitat Day.
So
there you go. Stupid.
Well, it's not.
Actually, Anna, every day send me what the day is.
Well, if you go scroll to the top, well, you clicked out. So, or did you?
Moe's Southwestern Grill. I guess they got some kind of deal. Just virtual unknown places.
Pretty much.
Who cares? If you're so hard up that you got to pay it's $10 for 30 tacos. And the tacos aren't even very they're not even very filling.
No, they're not. They're getting more expensive and they put less in it.
Exactly. I got to tell you, so Aaron Rodgers yesterday took a hack at Travis KELCE.
Took a shot.
Because Travis KELCE is what, Moderna or Purdue?
Pfizer
spokesperson.
He's on all their commercials.
For getting a shot. Go get jabbed with the vaccine. Now, this is, he was their endorser way before he started dating Taylor Swift, because I was like, this isn't a good look if you're trying to become a Swiftie, because I'm sure all Swifties are they believe in the vaccination.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're also children.
I think there's some sentiment that there's some sort of moral victory out there that we hung with the champs, and that our defense played well, and Pat didn't have a crazy game, and Mr. Pfizer, we kind of shut him down a little bit. He didn't have his crazy impact game. Obviously, he had some yards and stuff, but
Mr. Pfizer,
I gotta say,
it's pretty funny.
Like, as someone who hates Aaron Rodgers, that's pretty funny.
We played really tough on defense, especially the last 3 quarters, and that was important for us. Offensively, we got some.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Aaron Rodgers, you better cut jokes, because your team,
yep,
your team sucks. And what you've been regulated on down to try to take some of the suck away, but the Jets suck.
They do.
And you blew out your Achilles on the 4th play of the whole season. Like, it could not have been any more poetic justice for a Packer fan. That being said, I don't know that we're much better druthers anyway. The joke's on us. Got the worst defense, worst offensive line. David Bakhtiari probably will never play another down again after being paid the highest tackle in the history of football at the time.
When the Packers cut him just for whatever, he'll probably go sign with the Jets.
Ways to go.
Yeah, he'll probably go sign with the Jets, Lummy, and be like, man, my knee is good as hell. Best it ever been.
Turf is great.
But I felt like we showed a lot of improvement, but we got to keep sticking together. And
yeah, whatever. Travis KELCE, to me, man, I think I don't know. I hope they're paying him a lot of money to be Johnny Vax endorser.
Well, 2 years ago, he was propped up to do the same thing.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, I hope they're paying you a lot of money, because people feel very strongly about that. And I got to think that the average NFL P1 male viewer or fan of the NFL probably doesn't feel as strongly about the vaccine as you do.
Well, that's where another conspiracy comes in.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, come here. Okay, bring it to me.
Well, that they kind of hooked up Taylor Swift and Travis KELCE because since obviously you've seen the numbers go up on Travis KELCE's jersey sales with Swifties, and they listen to everything Swiftie does. Pfizer or Travis KELCE now having that commercial, they are going to go out and listen to KELCE.
Did they meet at the Pfizer gala or something? What? I
think that would
Pfizer's
I think that would be a little bit more valid, Lummy, had he just signed up to be their spokesperson and he didn't have a history of being the Pfizer get a vax spokesperson prior to meeting Taylor. Since he'd already has done this prior to meeting Taylor, I don't think that.
Well, but they have said the vaccine numbers are down. So what better way than to hook them up? Because there's a big conspiracy that
Big Pharma actually hooked them up.
Yeah, it's all a big conspiracy.
Oh, come on,
man. I feel like that's a little bit of a reach. I think honestly though, like both Travis, Taylor, and then all these companies that are hiring him to promote, they're just kind of riding the wave of it right now. Everybody wants a piece, so he's going to get more commercials by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Whether it's Pfizer or not, because he's not just Mr. Pfizer. I mean, he is
Mr.
on...
Swift.
Mr. Swift, yeah.
He is on a lot of commercials.
Yeah, and I mean, these potential advertisers are like, man, with him, not only do we get his stardom and his ability within being an NFL player... And he is arguably one of the elite NFL players. He's one of the absolute elite tight ends.
He's in his prime,
right? And he's one of the probably top 10 players in the entire league, probably top 2 or 3 at his position. And so not only do you get that, but now with him, you get this whole other world that never even knew about the world that he lived in. Right? Mm-hmm. How many Swiftie Taylor Swift fans are probably now maybe watching the Kansas City Chiefs football games?
Millions.
Or just know who Travis Kelce is.
Or even know.
I didn't know who he was.
Or even know who he is. Now they do.
Mm-hmm. And they follow everything Taylor Swift does.
Right.
So they'll do whatever Taylor Swift does.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's why the conspiracy's out there.
I actually hope that they end up,
working out.
Yeah, I hope they end up. Why can't you be happy for them? Like, everybody wants to be mad at him. Everybody wants to be. I'm happy for him. You're a badass football player, and you're blasting the most popular woman on the planet.
Right.
And arguably the most successful brand in the last, decade. She has probably the highest grossing brand. Individual if you're talking about,
I don't know about Coca-Cola.
I don't know about Chevrolet and Ford, but I'm talking about as far as an individual, a single person.
Right.
You probably and probably even as a single person, you have more value, and you've created more money and stimulated various economies on towns that you go to more than even
in countries,
even super groups like Aerosmith and Metallica.
Oh, they can't
and some
hold
of the,
it.
they can't even hold
Swift.
it, and she's just a single person. And these big time Elton John and these big time huge music and entertainment franchises I don't think even are in her same atmosphere.
Oh, because she's got the kids, man, and the millennials, and the
that
had
bitches
kids.
and the bitches.
Yeah.
She's got the bitches, and wherever the bitches go is where we go, right, Lummy?
Yep, that's exactly.
We don't necessarily want to go to this one bar, but we heard there's a bunch of hot bitches there. What do we do?
We're
going to that bar.
Right. He's the self-proclaimed master marketer of the decade.
You hook up with me, boom, all of a sudden you got people wanting you.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
I figured you were done with the computer, so I went ahead and get the link.
Oh, I knew you were fucking around with her, so.
Just wait for me to connect. What were you doing, Sterling?
That macerating toilet upstairs in Clem's clubhouse.
So this is balanced out. So I can get you I'll get you a connector so it's lower line level when you record.
They're so fucking. It's so
hot.
fucking. Oh my god, it's so hot. It's so hot.
Some of these new ones too, you got to put a 10 dB pad on it because it's not +4, it's -10, even though it's balanced.
The only thing that's -10 is my IQ right now. That's the only thing that's -10.
Is there? All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Excellent.
Lummy, you know what, you fucker?
Yes.
You never fucking gave me that video that I was supposed to watch with Alex.
The 20-minute video?
No, remember earlier, lover? I'm not trying to get mad at you, but you know you messed up right now. Because earlier on the show, when we were getting ready, you said, "Yeah, I'll get that to you so you can look at it." But what he had on last night, remember?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
just see, no excuses. Just
I don't have any excuses. I'm sorry.
Just a straight, I fucked up.
I fucked up.
And I have no reference point of what we're talking about now. Well, you're gonna have to.
Well, you saw the other one that's kind of going viral.
Yeah, the Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
I saw that. Alex, she looks skinny.
He's got a filter on him.
Oh, hold on. He's got a filter.
That's like the worst thing you could say to Macho Man.
They say you have a filter on your that you're highly filtered. No.
Macho, where do you see a filter?
Macho Man says that your whole body's filtered. You got like a -20 filter. That or maybe to make your face look like you got a little bit of makeup on or something. See, yeah, we caught it, didn't we? We caught it.
Well, there's no filter, but yeah, there's no filter, but yeah, the white balance, I'm a little more red because it was clashing with my green screen. You notice I'm in the 99 jersey because, you know, I'm a real pimp on a blimp. I go after Marshawn Lynch. I'm the real NFL player, and we have a lot to talk about. We live on the air.
We're going to be in 1 minute.
We have a lot to talk about, dude. I almost got murdered by Marshawn Lynch.
I wish you would have, man. Can you imagine the insurance settlement? I know, I cannot believe. If you got the good stuff, you'd be so rich right now.
I was so rich, but I was so scared. And then the girl I was with, she was so scared, she didn't want to film.
That's why you got to have the merch crick. Merch crick would right up in him their selfie stick. Merch crick would have taken a jab for you. She'll get right on the backside of some nuts.
You would have fought Marshawn Lynch.
Hey, I'm going to Vegas for Ronnie's wedding. I know how I can get rich. I just got to find Marshawn to take a lick at the merch crick. Hell yeah, Merch Crick get her ass beat. Hold on, here we go.
New York, what a shit.
Here we go.
Get to a safe place.
The prison work release program gone horribly wrong.
You may want to duck.
This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Bubba the Love Sponge.
Like every Wednesday, we always, and it's been. I like having Alex on Wednesdays as long as he remembers and doesn't do other shows.
Exactly.
Love him. Pimp on a Blimp, number 99. So many things to talk about with Alex Stein. Don't forget his Blaze show. I think is it 7 o'clock or is it what time?
7 your time, yes sir. Wow,
7 my time. Blaze TV. Hey, I actually saw this one chick. I forget what her name is, but she said she's a host at Blaze TV, and she looked pretty hot. I started following her on. I forget what the hell her. She said
she Sarah Gonzalez. Who is it?
Yeah, I think it was Sarah Gonzalez. Yes.
Yeah, she's the one that got me hired. She's my very best friend, Bubba, and she is hot. She's a spicy Latina. No, if it wasn't for her, she's even bigger, better friend of mine than yours. She's the one that got me the job.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm not even kidding. No kayfabe. I'm telling you, Sarah Gonzalez, she's the one that had me at the Blaze, and then she thought I was really funny, and she made me her Friday guest every Friday.
Oh, and then she kind of wormed you in.
she wormed me in, and then for 6 months, they're like, "Oh, this Alex guy's funny. Let's have him on this show. Let's have him on this show," because I was always in the building.
Right.
And then that's when I talked to the CEO, and then the CEO. Yeah, I'm just saying. So that's how. So
she married.
Sarah
She got a husband. She got a boyfriend. What's her deal?
Her husband is the director of Glenn Beck's show, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
so her husband is.
That's
her husband is also. Well, no, but I'm saying her husband is very important as the company at the company as well. So
I'm looking at her. I'm looking at her Instagram right now. She's very beautiful.
And Sarah has a great story. She went to University of Texas, but when she was in school, she was 200 pounds, and she lost 100 pounds.
Well, you tell her just out of nowhere that I discovered her, and I'm kind of a fan now. I think that she's really a hot MILF, and if it's probably not appropriate to say, but I would touch myself to her.
Yeah, I mean,
it's always a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, she would take that in stride.
She's pretty hot. Yeah,
she's kind of like a Megyn Kelly-esque junior,
kind of a brunette, Megyn Kelly with a little who was that? What was that chick that was on the Blaze? I think she ended up leaving.
Tommy Loren.
Yeah, that's probably not a good topic at the Blaze, is it?
I don't know. I don't even think there's that hard of feelings. I mean, she got. I don't think.
I think she got too big for her britches, and she thought she was bigger than the Blaze, and then she kind of found out really that she wasn't after she left. I think maybe kind of.
Well, the Fox always puts her on. Fox News.
Yeah, I mean, she's on Fox a lot, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I
like to blast her. She looks like a real uptight.
Listen who I had on. Listen who I had on. I had Trevor Bauer's accuser on last night. I was a little too nice to her. Everybody's getting mad at her. So listen to this story.
That's awesome.
So Trevor Bauer got suspended for 2 years.
Yeah, we know. We covered the story a few days ago, and then he released a video.
Of her smirking in bed and stuff.
But listen. She sends me a 30-minute video, and the Blaze doesn't let me play it. It's her at the police station talking to Trevor, and I heard this. I have this message, but the Blaze didn't want me to play it for legal reasons. And in the message, Trevor admits to hitting her, but I'll be on Trevor's side. He's like, "Hey, you asked me to do it. We had a safe word. This is all consensual." And she agrees in the phone call. She's consensual. Now, this is why I'm not on her side. I think that she sent some bad text messages. Are they joking? She's dating a guy, I think at the time, is one of the highest paid MLB players. Is that a joke that you'd send a friend? Hey, I'm going to try to get money. I think that's possible that could have been a joke before she's fully extorting him. My point being, famous actor Armie Hammer. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Bubba?
Is that like a guy to be in the XXX industry? Armie Hammer?
Well, I know, but he's actually in the regular industry. He was in The Social Network. He played the Winklevoss twins. He was a big-time Hollywood actor, and then he got canceled because he was with a bunch of girls, and he did weird sexual stuff where he wanted to fantasize about being a cannibal. He talked about like removing the ribs, and these girls said, "Oh, it was all consensual," but he took it too far because they couldn't tell him to stop. He's a big famous athlete, and he had some weird sexual fetishes. So my point is, I think there's three sides to this story. I think it's her side, Trevor's side, and the truth. They probably did want to have some consensual weird sex. He could have potentially taken it too far. Does he deserve to lose his livelihood? Obviously not. But I don't know. I mean, maybe you punch a girl in the face. Maybe you punched her too hard. I mean, that's possible. And she didn't like the way she got punched, and it wasn't ever a rape charge. It was a domestic violence claim. So I don't know. I mean, I've heard him admit that he punched her. The level of punch that goes from playful to malicious.
Is he canceled? That guy canceled?
He's playing baseball in Japan now.
No, yeah, that guy.
The Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer's canceled. Yes, yeah, he doesn't go on any shows, and it came out. Vogue and Vanity did a big expose.
Did he make enough money? Did he make enough money in his career to be okay, or you think he's
family
scrambling right now?
Armie Hammer's family is multi-millionaire oil family, lives in San Antonio, Texas.
Right.
Yeah, but they've disowned him. He lost his wife. I mean,
really?
He was working as a timeshare host temporarily and got exposed. He moved to the Bahamas to run away, and he was working as a timeshare host.
Poor Armie Hammer, poor little guy.
You just want to be a little cannibal guy.
Lost more than I did.
When that came out, supposedly like Robert Downey Jr. and a bunch of other actors came out in his defense and like tried to help him out, but no, he's canceled in the.
What about the Russell Brand deal? Is he canceled? Is he done?
Well, in the thing in one of the allegations, which let's talk about this. This is actually a very good topic. I probably should talk about this on my show.
Probably should.
Well, he says that he slept with a 16-year-old, but in London, the age of consent or wherever he did it, it's legal. So
right.
Didn't her mother encourage her to go out on a date with him?
I think they were driving him there, but I'm just saying that's morally
But is that what
repugnant.
here in America it is, and it's not legal here, but it didn't happen here. It happened where it's legal. So why should the guy? Is that the only charge against him? Is this 16-year-old caper, or is there a bunch of other,
I think there's a couple.
No,
other
there's
kickers.
a lot where it was like forceful, non-consensual stuff.
But he's an ex-drug addict, so like he probably did have some weird sexual stuff. Is he a raper or rapist? I don't necessarily think so.
But we go right to the. I mean, like society.
But sleeping with a 16-year-old girl is kind of rape. I mean,
not in the UK.
Not in the UK, man.
I know legally, but I mean,
but that's what matters is legally. You can't be just like,
I agree. Hey, Anna,
legally.
I'm just saying.
So let's listen.
Even on a dating, let me just make this point. Even on a dating app, if I was on a dating app, I would put 21 as the minimum age. Like
not me, 18, buddy.
You.
If it's, 18.
Yeah, but even an 18-year-old is kind of like, a little.
I understand, but we're talking about the law. Not just about
but I'm saying,
what's moral.
I'm saying
or
the
not
guy's
moral.
a sexual pervert, though,
Oral,
right?
not moral.
I don't think that's
oral, not moral.
But you can't. But it's
Oral,
not illegal to be a pervert if you,
right,
if you
so
work
listen.
within the bounds of the law.
Screw all that.
Yeah,
let's talk about
let's
talk about the Alex Stein world and the fact that
this Lindsay chick.
Well, let's get into the Lindsay chick first, but then we have to get into the Marshawn Lynch stuff as well.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into the Lindsay stuff. Lummy was supposed to send me a copy of the last night's show with Lindsay, and I didn't get a chance. And he completely messed up. Scout's honor, and so I have no idea what we're talking about here. So Lummy, you're now going to have to describe what you were supposed to send to me.
Kitty.
So he had about a 20-minute interview, and Alex read out the text messages that were what we played, and then let her kind of talk about it, what her mindset was. She pretty much
talking about the girl that tried to extort. Well, I'm sorry, that got the former Dodger baseball player in trouble.
But there's three other girls. There's three other accusers.
Well,
as well.
yeah, but this is the main one, the blonde one that he came out with the text
saying I got 51. I need to get my hooks on that.
I need
51.
to get my hooks in. What should I steal? And one of her texts said, "What should I steal?" But I think that's obviously a joke.
So I know, but when you had her on last night, what was her? Did you ask those hard questions?
Yeah. Then they were all. She said it was all jokes. All jokes.
Just jokes, cuz.
I was putting her over a little bit because I was nice to her because she came on. But listen how I got her on the show. You ready for this, Bubba? Yeah, I know y'all are because this is the good story. So all of a sudden I see this Trevor Bauer video has 40 million hits on Twitter and I'm jealous. So I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Let me watch it. Then I watch the video. I'm like, oh, wow, this is pretty serious. This is a big deal. And then in the video, he mentions Lindsay Hill. And I'm like, gosh, Lindsay Hill, that name sounds so familiar. So I go and I look at my Instagram. And then what do you know? Lindsay Hill had sent me, a couple flirtatious messages herself, unsolicited.
The Lindsay Mill. I mean, the one that he's talking about.
The accuser, yes.
So was she trying to honeypot you too?
She's honeypotting me. She's honeypotting me right now, Bubba. I'm being honeypotted by her right this minute.
Let it happen.
Yeah,
so I message her.
Blast the hell out of her.
Oh, we might. I mean, who knows? I mean,
bring her to Barb.
Bring her to Barb and make it a big scandal here. We need another scandal.
So I see her. So I look up her name and then I click direct messages. I'm like, oh wow, this girl's pretty hot because she had followed me months ago, and I followed her back. And I was such a jerk. I didn't even respond to her messages because half the time I don't. Can
somebody send me her Instagram real fast?
I'm looking it up.
Send me for her.
It's
Instagram.
Lindsay K Hill or something like that. It's Lindsay Hill is on Instagram.
All right, so even before this controversy broke, she had reached out to you.
She had been in my DMs, but nothing about baseball.
Right,
nothing about Bauer or podcasting.
No, just about maybe liking your show or thinking you're cute.
She hearted some boxing stuff. She hearted
Nashville. I think this is her.
That's Nashville. That's her.
Okay.
That's her.
She sent it to me. All right, thank you. And so, is that how you get her on the show? It's because hey, Lindsay,
So I message her immediately. I go, oh my gosh, Lindsay, what's going on with all this? Of course, I do total baby face, and I'm like, hey, I'm on your side. I know. Let me give you my platform.
She's kind of hot. She's kind of hot. Yeah,
she's hot.
Yeah,
she's hot. I mean,
yeah. So okay,
she's hot crazy though, because there's also another video of her like really drunk at a concert yelling at everybody.
But now she's sober.
She's I mean, we know how that goes. So anyway, did she instantly get back to you? Be like,
instantly, and said, "I'll come on. I want to tell my side of the story. I got nothing to hide. Legally, we both agreed that we can talk about it because they both agreed to drop their, I guess, civil lawsuits against each other, and there's not a criminal lawsuit, from my understanding,
right."
So in a way, everybody's like, oh, well, she's innocent. But also, in a way, I mean, everybody's like, she's guilty. But also, Trevor Bauer in his videos, he's like, well, I'm going to take this to the full extent of the law. Well, if she did lie about all this, then don't drop your lawsuit. I mean, I get his position too. Hey, let's just cut our losses and go about our business. But if she did lie, why stop? Well, why even agree to settle? Just take it all the way.
Did you guys get into any specifics as to how big his wiener was and how?
I asked her if she swallowed, and then
I probably can't put that part.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my word! What?
It's all right. I got it, buddy. We got the dump system. So you did ask that. What was her answer for that?
She doesn't remember. And then I said, well, what do you think? I mean, they're too busy beating each other up for them to be able to do it.
I thought she said that they never did it. They never did that.
Yeah, I think that's what her answer.
That's what her answer was. Yeah,
but she did have intercourse with him, right?
Multiple times. Yeah,
right. Did she get into it? Was it good? Was it mind blowing? Was anything like that? Did you talk?
I should have really pressed her on that a little bit. I just because it was a sexual traumatic experience, in her words, I didn't want. I probably should have. I probably should have pressed her on how he was.
Well, you can always have her back. You can always have her back.
I know. I could have had her back.
I mean, I think she's super
hot.
hot.
All about. I mean, come on.
I know. I should have said, "Is he hanging wang?" I know. I didn't ask him any of this. I was being very respectful.
Then you should have said, like, when's the last time you had sex? Are you sexually?
What's your VAG score?
Are you sexually active? Do you have like a friends with benefits kind of deal, or are you only involved in relationships? Like, what floats your boat there?
I know. Maybe next week. That's what I'm gonna. I'll ask her to come back on and see if her and I can do a live dating segment. How does that? Does that sound like a good bit? And then I can ask her.
Well, see if she'll be a fly-in freak, and you fly her in.
She said she would fly in. Should I fly her in? Yeah. She just messaged me this morning that she wants to do the old fly-in.
Absolutely. And this is how it goes.
Careful. What I know. What happens all of a sudden? I get her the old.
Anna, I used to have all kinds of fly-in freaks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Before the days of the bitches accusing you of sexual assault.
Sign, just have your whole room videoed up.
No. Here's what you do.
Yeah, tape everything.
Yeah,
here's what
because
you do.
no, Bubba. What do I do? Because let me preface this because this is the thing is I fly her out here, then I put her in the Marriott hotel next to the studio. Am I setting myself up for a trap? Putting a cleat chasing?
No way. That's why you have her stay at your house.
My house.
Yes.
No. Not with the cats. When my cats would end up dead, I would never.
The only reason why you wouldn't have a chick stay at your house is because you're not proud of your living facilities, and you are.
Girls stay here all the time.
And your cat guy. Your cat guy.
He's got turtles too.
Cat guy.
I have turtles too. I'm a turtle guy too, and I have girls stay here. I'm saying Helen just stayed here. It's not that. That's a little. The first weekend.
So that she has no leg to. She has no leg to stand on. That anything that you did was inappropriate. When you have agreed, when she agreed, you have text messages saying, "Hey, I was thinking you just stay with my place. You just stay with me."
Until she starts claiming that he raped her.
Yeah, she's not staying in my place.
It's less rapey if you stay at your place more than the JW Marriott.
What? No, the Marriott is dude. No, the Marriott, and then. I'm not taking her back to my house and then setting myself because then she knows I got a house.
Man,
then she knows I got a house.
No, it's in your dad's name.
It's in my name.
It's in your dad's name. It's in the buy here, pay here lot's name.
No, it's not. It's in my name, Bubba. I'm sick of you defaming my character. My real estate holdings. Mine's is Primetime Trump Jr. These are my real estate holdings, Bubba.
One duplex in the crap hole of Dallas, Texas.
I'm not going to have you start on my name. First of all, I want to make it very clear.
It's in your dad's buy here, pay here name. You know that.
No, it's not. I got this house when I was 18 years old, and I told you the gimmick. I signed a 75-year lease with my dad so that I can't kick him out of his side.
But Bubba, when you had the fly-ins, you also had a mansion, and this chick is used to baseball players.
Yeah, why? I mean,
come on, Alex.
And I have a nice house. I have a beautiful house in one of the safest neighborhoods in America.
Bitches don't care about safety. They care about bling.
Bitches do care about safety in this day and age. stage.
No, they
want to be protected, and any bitch that is with me, you get protection.
They're protected when you pull up to a guarded gate and the guy knows your name and he lets you in.
Yeah.
Bubba, I have a pit bull. If anybody comes in here, they're dog meat. They're hamburger meat. Give me a break.
So listen, I actually had a fine equation for my fly-ins. You never fly them in on the weekend. You fly them in on Sunday evening. Then you get a Sunday blasting, and then they stay Monday, and then they're out first thing Tuesday morning.
There you go.
Yeah. That's how you. Then you got it on, and then the rest of the week super cool. Like.
Well, let me tell you this. No, let me cut you off because I just did an old fly-in gimmick with this girl Helen I've been talking to. We were in Vegas. We ran into Marshawn.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was great. I'm talking about the whole weekend. We're staying at the Wynn Hotel, beautiful property.
Blasting?
Are
you blasting too?
We're doing some of this and that. I don't want to, I don't want to kiss and tell. I'm a gentleman, but this is the problem though. When you have these micro, heavy, affectionate relationships, then when she had to get on her plane and fly to Detroit and fly to Dallas, it was emotional. She's sad. She's crying. I'm not crying, but I mean, it's just,
hey, I'll fly you down to Texas in 3 or 4 weeks. I can't.
No,
play
I love it. That's what I'm about to do. But it's these emotional roller coasters. You're having so much fun for 2 weeks.
Porpoising. You're porpoising.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Porpoising? Yeah.
Porpoising. It's your relationship porpoising right now.
I am. I'm like having these highs and then these lows.
Yeah, there you go. Highs and lows.
And then guess what? And then guess who I'm going to be with this?
I got to think, man. While you're in Vegas, you got a hot chick that you're blasting at the Wynn. That's pretty high up on the. I mean, that's the porpoise out of the water, getting a full breath of air right there, buddy.
There's a saying: a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, and I found my nut. I mean, I'm not.
How did you find this Megan girl?
Helen, no, she found me. She's another super fan. And I asked Gavin, hey, because now that wait, slow down. I want to get Bubba's opinion on this and yours on it,
I just want to find her Instagram.
I think it's Helen S. Savannah. Go look at my followers. It's Helen Savannah, I believe.
Right. God, you are killing it on the ass, my friend. Man, I'm envious of you.
No, but this is why I want to ask you a relationship question, because I asked Gavin, and he said you ought to date the fans. Do I date a girl that already knows who I am, or do I try to date? Okay, don't date the girls, because now I see all these hot girls.
No, you date fans. You date fans. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm getting curved by these hot girls, and I'm like, this girl doesn't even know. Like, girls that I'm mutually friends with, right? That know of
blast
me.
them all. Blast them all, because you're a star. You're with them. They instantaneously think that you're a star. You're that much ahead of the game.
Well, but there's some people that think that, but I'm talking about there's some girls that have known me even before I was,
famous.
I've always been a pimp on a blimp. Yeah, I guess, before I really went viral, AOC, big booty Latina stuff. But when I kind of messaged those girls and put the feelers out, none of them are grabbing the hook. I thought I would be able to get all those old
hotties. Who cares about them? Who cares about them old hotties? All you care about these new hotties that think that you are literally a pimp on the blimp. And that
that's what I'm saying. I know, but there's just
Did you find that, Anna? Did you find that Instagram?
No, I don't see the followers. You said Helen
now, what about,
Savannah?
Hey,
let me see. I heard her account might be private. Hold on, let me find it.
What about the golfer chick that's
Bree
like
Tracy.
some other dude, but kind of like you? What's her name?
Bree Tracy.
Yeah, Bee Tracy. Whatever happened to Bee Tracy?
She's. I'll be with her in Miami this weekend. That's
right. How was Skankfest? How was it?
It was good. The press conference was great. I should have hung out of the event way more, but I was kind of busy with this girl having so much fun.
The Helen chick?
Oh, and we went to U2 at the Sphere. U2 sucked. Bono sucked. Worst band ever. But we did the gimmick. We bought tickets after the show started. 45 minutes after the show started, and Bono ended up being an hour late, so we got in for $150 each. It was $300.
Now, I heard this Spear thing is unbelievable.
Number one venue I've ever been to, because the board is so big. It's like seeing a concert in IMAX. It literally at one point they could make it look like we were on the Las Vegas Strip. They made it look like we were underwater. They made it look like we were in a slot machine. That was one of the coolest ones. Yes, Bubba.
Now, did he do a standard Bono?
Lame. He changed his jacket 4 times, like anybody cared. I mean, some of the good songs, I think it was maybe Sunday Bloody Sunday, or a few of the hit songs. We're rocking. We're having fun. I had fun overall.
Well, I've been to a couple of YouTube shows over the years, and the biggest complaint is they don't usually sing the hits. They always try to put all this new stuff down your throat, and the hits are what got him to the game.
Exactly. The streets have no names. I think is what he
With or without you.
Yeah, with or without you. They did play some of the hits, but I would say that it was 5 hit songs and 6 songs. I'm like, what the hell is? I mean, more. Yeah, I would say it was.
But after you took, what's her name, Rebecca?
I sent you her Instagram,
Helen.
but it's private.
Helen. Oh, it's private.
Yeah, but you can still see her
Can I
picture.
even get a bearing on
her
her
profile
Let me
picture?
see here.
Let me see if I can pull it up. I can maybe show.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got probably nudes of her.
I got some stuff.
Let me see here.
I
Yeah.
can't really see. Can you open up the picture?
She's kind of artsy fartsy. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's the one from a while ago.
Hell yeah.
Let me show you. I mean,
was she a freak though? I mean, was she's quiet? Is she loud? Does
She's
she
from
squirt?
Michigan. She's
What part of
one
Michigan?
these-
What part of Michigan?
Dearborn, northern Michigan.
Yeah,
So
that's the ritzy. You know,
No,
my
it's
dad
not.
works.
Dearborn is Dearbornistan. That's surprised she's not Arab.
Yeah.
She's
got,
cute.
Got a little Taylor Swift kind of feel about
Kind of
her.
everybody,
Might be a pay-per-view.
and multiple people. We're at Lotus of Siam. That's not even a good picture. The guy came up. He's like, and so we sit in this corner of this really packed restaurant, and we didn't want to wait. Like, you can go to the bar. So we find this little table. The waiter comes up. I'm like, why is the waiter running up to us? He only sees her back. I'm not kidding. The dinner was so awkward after this. He's like, oh my God, Taylor Swift, I'm your biggest fan. And then she's like, what? He's like, oh, I thought you were Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. We get a lot of.
We'll start. Just your striking resemblance to Travis Kelce.
Yeah, maybe it's your striking resemblance to Travis Kelce.
Girl mustache.
No,
Yeah.
but
Travis Kelce wouldn't have pussed out to Marshawn, and she would have stood right up to him, buddy.
Oh my dude. Okay, now let's get into Marshawn.
Now, how did this even go? Like, so set the stage as how this even happened.
I'm with Helen. This is our last night. We're having fun. We were like kind of just putting some money in slot machines. We live stream for an hour on my YouTube. So we're like goofing around. And so we're actually like doing
just kind of hanging around Vegas, just doing your thing as just kind of you and her.
Hanging out. We were walking and like all of a sudden we're standing at the roulette table and we won like 5 roulette things in a row. We're up like $300. We're in like this good mood. We're like, hey, let's go to the other casino and put like $100 in a slot machine because it's fun. We were doing that all weekend.
Casino hopping, kind of.
Yeah, kind of casino hopping, playing like a game for 30 minutes.
Sure.
It was fun.
Right.
And like hitting the slot machine, like, oh, we hit the bonus, whatever. It was a lot of fun. Then we'd go play a little roulette. We didn't gamble that much, but just, you pastime. You're having fun.
Right.
We're at New York, and all of a sudden she's like sitting to my left. She doesn't even notice. And I see Marshawn because he's walking funny. He's got his hat, his like beanie on. I can tell that's Marshawn just by his walk. And I'm like, Marshawn. I yell it, just my instant reaction.
Right, sure.
He doesn't even turn around. So I'm like, oh, he's ignoring me. So I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to go film him. Let's just see what happens.
Right.
Let's see. This is content. Well, I go film him and he saw that I was coming up. He immediately hits my arm. And in my mind, that's when I'm like, oh, crap. And then I try to turn babyface and I'm like, Marshawn, I'm a fan, dude. It's not that big a deal, dude. I'm sorry. And he starts chasing me. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is not going to end good because I can tell that he's like either inebriated or something, or like I can't reason.
Beast mode. He was beast mode.
Yeah.
He was full beast mode. So then he's chasing me around the casino. Skybear, get out of here. He knows I'm talking about this Marshawn story. So he's chasing me around the casino, Bubba. And at one point, I'm filming this all still because it was so fresh. He's like in the video, he's like, hey buddy. Then he hits my hand again. At this point, his phone falls. Then a group of people come. I'm holding my phone with 2 hands in my pocket because he's trying to rip my arm out because he wants to get the phone. So I literally we're trying to get the casino footage right now. I had my attorney actually send them a letter saying we won't sue the casino if they'll give us the footage. So I spin arm out of his thing. My phone is still in my hand. No, listen.
Marshawn Calta.
I run straight to the roulette table, behind the roulette table. I'm like, give me some help. The pit boss like, you got to get out of here. No players allowed in the pit. I'm like, dude, Marshawn Lynch right there. That guy's coming after me.
Right.
And then everybody's like, oh my God, that's Marshawn. So finally, Marshawn's on the other side of the thing. He's like, hey, call security. That guy took a picture of me. And I'm like, we're in a public casino. I can take a picture of you. So then the security comes. They have to physically restrain him. They're on his side. They're like, hey, just delete the pictures. I'm like, okay, I'll delete the pictures, but I already texted him, I already wink, texted him. So they're like, no, give me the phone. I'm like, I'm not giving y'all the phone. I'm not doing any of this. I tried to placate them like, oh, I'll delete it. I'll do it. But as soon as I start
but technically you don't, in a public place, you don't have to give them anything.
No, nothing. I was just lying to get out of the situation.
Right. You're trying to just not get your ass kicked.
Yeah, well, I had already sent it out, so I already had the video, so I was trying to placate. But then when I tried, this is the point, is it got so intense, even when security got there, me trying to reason with him, being like, I'll delete it, No, he wanted to break my phone. He wanted to rip my face off. So security's like,
you
man,
should have had Michigan taping all of this, all of you trying to explain yourself.
Crap. And the only thing she started filming is when security took me out, but she's like a young girl, and she was scared because Marshawn was not by himself. He was with 3 black dudes and his baby mama that had a baby. And the baby mama was running around the casino cussing. When he was chasing me, the baby mama was like, get that white boy, get that white boy. He's sending it. So it was like
Man, you missed
you
missed the greatest opportunity.
I missed the best. I missed all of it. No, I know, Bubba. I'm pissed.
That's virtual Powerball, bitch. My God!
But I was getting assaulted every
Who
time I went
cares?
to my phone.
Sometimes you
gotta
take. Sometimes you gotta take a hit. Sometimes you gotta do a job. Sometimes you gotta get gigged. Let me. Sometimes you gotta get color.
Yeah,
you gotta blade.
yeah.
You can do a blade job.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do a blade job.
I would have bladed. I would have been bleeding all over those roulette tables. But no, and I had my hands ready because he was right about to punch me in the face.
Now hold on. Is he really pretty damn big in real life? Like, is he a beast?
Yes, dude, his forearms look like
Popeye.
Yeah, Popeye the Sailor Man, dude. And he had this relentlessness about him, like no filter.
This beast energy about himself that he could just rip you apart limb to limb.
And he's like intimidating. Like he looks at me like he was like, crazy.
Why are you such a pussy? I would have had my phone right up in his face and said, Marshawn, what are you gonna do about it? We're in public,
had it
bitch.
in his face. Every time I had the phone out, he was grabbing it like it was a football on the game day. We were wrestling in a casino. Like, really, he probably should have gone to jail for assaulting me. I'm just telling you. But I don't want him to go to jail.
Just like the San Francisco people, you really should have put in jail for them. I mean, when they assaulted you, remember that?
Yes, I don't like putting people in jail. I'm a bail bondsman. I get people out of jail. I try to get people out of jail.
So, I mean, man. Oh my God!
Let me finish telling the story.
He's probably still got some money. You could have sucked him dry.
He just did a movie called Bottoms, which is the lesbian version of American Pie about high school girls losing their virginity to other girls.
Right.
So he's
got the new bottom money.
Bottoms money, yes. But this is what happened. So finally, security is like, all right, we're gonna walk you out. They're like, we would trespass you. I'm like, trespass me? I'm trying to leave. I want to leave. I'm not trying to stay. I need an escort out of here. So they don't trespass me. I hop in the taxi. Helen's like runs in by the time I get in the taxi, and I'm like, taxi driver, hit it, because I think he's got his goons and following us, right? So then we drive, we get back and we don't go to our hotel, we go to 2 hotels over. We get to the Encore, and I tell as soon as we pull up, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a Rolls Royce right behind us, Bubba. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, that's Marshawn. He's in that Rolls Royce.
You're going to get Tupac. You're going to get Tupac.
Yeah. I thought we were going to get Tupac. Then we finally get out of the car, and it's just like a small Asian man who was in the backseat.
You're hoping you get Tupac.
What a relief.
Man, if you would have got Tupac, but not Tupac, meaning he just fired bullets into the side of the car, but he didn't get you. He maybe just nicked you. Man, you'd be getting paid, brother. Man.
If I got it on camera, I'd be getting paid.
Yeah.
If only you would have just taken a
Man,
a
of
left.
all people to lose a footage opportunity, you're usually Johnny on the spot footage guy. Usually.
I was Johnny on the not getting killed. I was Johnny Life Preserver.
What can he really do to you? I mean, what can Marshawn Lynch really do to you?
I'm telling you, Bubba, I've been at Antifa where they're holding AK-47s. I've been at trans rallies in New York City where there's hundreds of people trying to rip my face off. And I've never been more anxious about my safety than when Marshawn, because he was like a pit bull. When I saw him chasing me, the fact that I couldn't shake him. Bubba, I was in and I'm dealing with a guy that's played football his whole life, and I'm trying to dodge him and duck him.
Hold on, at a very high level, nonetheless.
The highest level. I mean, if you don't think Marshawn could play linebacker too, you're dumb.
He was a stud, man.
Like he can play linebacker as good as he can play running back.
God, I wish you would have played linebacker on your face. You'd be rich as hell right now, man.
Or dead.
No, Marshawn
or impotent. He could have stomped in my genitals. He could have give me a heart palpitations. But I've been training. I mean, I had it.
But I've been training.
Yeah, you're training. Yeah, I mean, if you were training, you could have jabbed him off of you, buddy. You ain't got nothing.
Yeah, right. Dude, no. And also, the whole entire time in my head, while this is going on, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail like that.
You do. You need to go to jail, though. You do. You need to go to jail. That's the next step in your
viral. Yeah, I know.
You need to go to jail,
shot.
Especially on something that's not that big a deal. Like you going to jail for fighting Marshawn Lynch would have been just an unbelievable viral event, would it not?
Okay, so
you going to jail because you're DUI and you hit a school bus full of children. That's one kind of press. But going to jail because you fought Marshawn Marshawn Lynch in a casino. That's pimp on a blimp, bitch.
That is
I mean,
on a
for
blimp.
real. I mean, you're trying to suck off this Plano City Council nonsense, man. Going to Henderson County Jail because Marshawn Lynch took a roundhouse on you.
Jail with him. Then I would have been inside the jail with Marshawn.
And you know, everybody in the jail would have sided with Marshawn.
Yeah.
The security was on his side. Everybody, the people at the roulette table was on his side, but he was in like maniac mode where he was like didn't want any fans. I mean, he was literally looking at me like this, like
I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to Ronnie's wedding and next week, and I'm going to go try to find where's he hang out. Where's he hang out?
New York.
That's where he hangs out.
It's a crappy hotel.
And what's he do there? Just play? What's he do?
Drink.
He's just drinking and walking around and, cat calling people, not letting people take selfies with him.
I'm gonna have Merch Crick roll up in there and ask him, show him some email. I got a couple emails here I want you to look at. She takes him right on down. He takes her right on down to zero. Phew, I'll be taping from the distance.
No, he wanted all the smoke. I know. And Helen, she's a great girl, but
so Helen's kind of the new. That's kind of the new thing, huh? Are you bringing Helen to Barp?
Maybe. I don't know.
She
I don't know.
looks like pay-per-view a little bit.
She looks like pay-per-view a little bit. You miss pay-per-view, don't you? You miss her.
Got it tight.
I miss some things about pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss a lot of things. I miss those.
Pay-per-view would have gotten all that footage.
I miss those natural.
Pay-per-view would have gotten probably a lot of that footage.
Yeah, she would have. All right, my man.
Pay-per-view's tough when it came to that. This is this other girl's first test run.
Do you still
pay-per-view had some tests before?
Do you still communicate with pay-per-view?
No, she won't talk to me. I had to talk to her because I paid for the old. This is so annoying. This is why she's on my mind. I bought her the Frontier Flight Pass because my credit card's still on her account or something, and auto renewed for like $299. And I'm trying to
she
get
can
her
fly
to
anywhere she wants to go now.
She could, and I don't care. I don't even know if she's using it, but I just would like to. Now I got to deal with my credit card company. If she just answers,
or you
my
could just
call
have her come over and guys work it out.
No, I messaged her 4 times about it. I texted her. But I'm not.
Send me her number. I'll see if I can get on that.
Yeah, but then I'll shut up.
See if she can fly down to Tampa with that free flight.
Yeah, say, hey, Frontier comes to Tampa, babe. Come on.
You know that we're about to be in Tampa though, November 4th. So it's about to be on like Donkey Kong. So.
Yeah. Am I? Let's see. Am I available that weekend, Lummy?
Yeah, because I think you're going the next weekend to Colorado, possibly.
Oh yeah, for Dion's deal.
Yeah.
Let me see, November 4th.
Oh, you're going to Boulder?
Yeah, November. Yeah, I'm going to Boulder on the 11th, I think. So yeah, so am I your corner man? Am I your what am I? Am I even going? Am I even going?
You should.
Are you staying with me?
I figured that Thursday night definitely got to stay with you. I fly in that Thursday and then you come on the air Friday.
Why Thursday and not the rest? Why not just the whole time?
Well, I know I will potentially. I just didn't even know where the fight was. I was thinking maybe get a hotel near the fight, but yeah, I could stay there the whole time. Thursday, I'm staying there 100%. I don't know if they got me. I don't know if they get me a hotel. I haven't even talked to Lewis about it. They might get me a free hotel, but I was figured Thursday. I'm doing because I don't want to be all jet lagged, even though it's a 2-hour flight. I'm flying that Thursday night. I get in at like 11:30.
I'll give you the codes.
Yeah, I know. I already got him saved. So.
Roll up in the new painted Crown Vic with a smart car.
Yeah.
Did you repaint it? Did you get the Mako $499 paint job on that?
I drop off the Crown Vic tomorrow, and they're gonna repaint it black and put lights on it, and like kind of like the smart car.
Yeah, but they're gonna actually paint it with Bubba and all that stuff. Or they're just gonna do
no. They're gonna paint it black, and then we're gonna put Bubba Army big. Like the hood's gonna be the hood's gonna be like a NASCAR size sticker, and then it's gonna have it's gonna be gaudy and over the top, exact like a Ghostbusters Willie. Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing better with a Police Interceptor Crown Vic. It's sad they stopped making good cars like that. We'll never get those type of cars anymore. The old Suburbans and Tahoes from the 90s, the Crown Vics. We'll never get that style.
All right, my man. I'm running late. I gotta go, but we'll talk soon. Bye, buddy.
Oh my God, I feel so nauseous. Once again, we overstepped the boundaries of good taste.
The man who will define this cancer eating at the heart of America.
More Bubba the Love Sponge after this.
Bubba's going to miss Ronnie's wedding by hanging out at New York, waiting for Marshawn. Come on, Marshawn.
Hello.
Hey, pal. Do you have any segments I could use for locals? Their videos and just anything you've seen recently?
Videos, probably audio.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
Where is this Helen chick? What's her name on Instagram?
She's private.
You just send it to me, whatever.
Yeah, I'll
It-
get some-
just whatever you got. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm not picky. You need anything? You're good.
I'm gonna, I'll try to get that to you shortly.
Okay. I'll have more magic stuff for you.
Sweet.
Man, Bam, thank you, man. Where'd she go?
Hi. Are you hiding from your father?
Come in, or you staying? Come on. Let's go.
Good girl. Yeah. Simple Ursula. Jeff Schwartz. Next step there is damn it. Yes, I think there is. Fake from Zara. Neil Mount Plaisir. 25 on the Venmo.
No, it doesn't have to shit.
Go Pack Go.
He does.
Package Cash. Yes, step there.
Dong. I think there's an after show. There always is.
Are you okay?
What's that?
You okay?
Yeah, I just trained today.
I mean, who can't tell?
Chest.
Well, it's been popping.
Dummy, shut the fuck up.
Alex just texted me and said, man, your chest, Bubba's chest is
Alex
popping.
didn't text you shit.
He didn't text you shit.
Said you-
You fucking dirty
You look like
I'm gonna try to see if I can have if I can get pay-per-view here to have a threesome with me and Merch Crit.
That'd be super hot.
That would be hot.
Mm-hmm. I'd watch that. I mean,
it's not available for watching. It's just available to knowing.
Except for when Bubba FaceTime Stein.
Yeah.
oh, cool, yeah, play blues, suck my
The following broadcast is not for the mocha soy latte drinking, tree hugging, Birkenstock wearing crowd.
I'm not giving you a compliment.
If you tuned in by accident, get the out of here now before all the beer drinking, whiskey shooting hellraisers find out. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, man, slow day. Man, I got 100 from Susan Poitras, and then in the overnight, a $1.50 from the Valparaiso's very own John Costica. Other than that, Venmo, PayPal, Cash
that
App.
New money, Alex G, 100 on the Venmo.
That's right. One more time.
Alex G, 100 on the Venmo.
Alex G, new money. Thank you so very much.
New amounts to Isaiah, 50 on the Venmo.
Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble.
All right.
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell moment?
Sure, I am. Bubba McConnell. Just type at the Bubba Army. At the Bubba Army. Pretty much anywhere.
YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Bubba Army Radio.
All that and more. That's where the after show will be. See you then. About 15, 20 minutes from now.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra, of Council.
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the